Let's go. Let's go, man. How y'all feeling? Can y'all hear me? Is the sound doing fantastic, people? How's the sound, man? How's the sound right now, man? Is the sound doing fantastic? Can y'all hear me all right, people? Oh, man. Let's go, man. I'll be real. The reason why I'm late, while I was loading up for stream, oh, my bad. I apologize. Perfect. My bad, people. My bad. How's the audio now? How's the audio now? Oh my God. How's the audio now? Doing well? How's the audio? Okay, yeah, my bad. Damn, my bad, bro. My bad, people. My bad, bro. Okay, yeah, my bad. No, the reason why I was late, by the way, if you guys don't know, LeBron just signed to the Sixers. Now, wait 1 second. Let me get the... Yeah. That's why I was late to this live stream, okay? That's why I was late to this live stream. That's why, for the most part, I was late, man. Somebody says, damn, the audio's trash. I know, I apologize, man. I apologize, okay? Drinking that Liquid Death, I apologize. No, it's not Liquid Death, okay? That is Starbucks Frappuccino, all right? That is Starbucks Frappuccino, not Liquid Death, okay? Sorry, okay? No, but I was late to this live stream because I found out while I was loading up that LeBron James was signed to the Sixers. Now, first off, as a lifelong LeBron hater, I now have to retire my lifelong LeBron hate, okay? Now, you guys, if you guys know me, okay, I root for two teams. Well, no, three teams, right? I root for the Timberwolves because North Dakota don't got a team. I root for the Sixers, and I root for whatever team KD is on. Now, with LeBron joining the Sixers, man, hey, listen, man, I might have to retire my Timberwolves jersey, homie. I'm now a LeBron fan, straight up. I'm now a LeBron fan for several reasons. First off, I like winners, okay? And I feel like with LeBron joining the Sixers, this conversation, right, that we've been having, let's say for the last, decade or so, like when did LeBron James, for the most part, get into the MJ conversation? I'll say his Miami Heat run, right? Or no, I'll probably say the ring he won with the Cavaliers. That's when I feel like he officially entered into the Michael Jordan conversations, the ring he won with the Cavs. Once that happened, for the last decade or so, we've been having this conversation of, man, LeBron can't be the greatest because LeBron don't got six. That conversation is over with. Forget about it. That conversation is over with. LeBron got 4 rings right now? LeBron's going to end his career with at least 7. It's over with. That LeBron and MJ conversation is done for. Done. At the very least 6. He signed a 2-year deal. Now, for the next 2 years. Now, a 2-year deal I think was like strategic because he has like a player option. So if he doesn't win the ring this year or it's a disaster, he can just go to another team. But look at the squad we currently have right now, man. VJ Edgecombe, the second best rookie last year. Tyrese Maxey, 30 points a game. Jaylen Brown, 30 points a game. Joel Embiid, 35 points per game. Now LeBron James, the greatest player of all time. Yo, do y'all understand what this is about to do to the city of Philadelphia, bro? The Sixers have not won a ring in I don't know how many years. Like what? Like 50? They haven't been to the finals since AI? Nah, bro. Listen, man, shout out to LeBron, bro. You did it. Now, if this was anybody else, I'll be real with y'all. If this was anybody else, I would have something to say about it, right? I'll call you spineless. I'll call you weak. If LeBron James went to a roster like the Sixers to any other team, I would call him a spineless, weak, ring-chasing bum. I will call this nasty and despicable work. So anybody who wants to call this nasty and despicable work, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. We know what the play is. This is the greatest team to ever be assembled. There has never been a greater super team in the history of super teams ever than this. So I don't even think the KD Warriors team is better than this team. The KD Warrior teams with KD, Steph, Clay, and Draymond ain't better than LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and VJ Edgecombe. Is just not. And oh, by the way, we got Anthony Simons on the bench. Anthony Simons was averaging, 23 points per game? Man, come on, man. Man, come on, cuz. Man, come on, man. Hey, fan, listen, man. LeBron, congratulations, bro. You have officially got back into the GOAT conversation. Now, there's some people who might try to stall it and hold it out for a few years, right? You know how when KD won his first ring or two, it was man, he joined a super team, man. Oh, nah, man, that don't count, bro. Oh, nah, that don't count, bro. Nah, gang, that. But then 5 years later, we just completely forgot about that. Nobody talks about it ever. All they talk about is KD having the rings. They don't talk about how he got the rings. This could be the same thing. When LeBron James win the inevitable next 2 championships with the Sixers, maybe next 3 or 4, to be honest, probably for a year or two, they're probably going to have the conversation of, man, it was a super team, bro. And then in 5 or 10 years, when we're recalling how this man got the most points of all time, most rebounds of all time, most assists of all time. Well, not most assists of all time, but more points. Well, the most points of all time. A top 10 rebounder, a top 10 assist man. A top 20 defender of all time. The best passer in basketball history. The best IQ in basketball history. And he has 7 rings. And he has 7 rings. Come on, bro. Come on, cuz. What would the argument be for Jordan now? But no. I'm really trying. What would the argument be for Jordan? Most points in NBA history, by far, nobody will ever break that record. The best passer in NBA history, the best IQ, the most efficient, top 10 rebounder, top 10 assist. What would the argument be once he gets to 6 or 7 rings? What would it be? Man, listen, man. Yo, man, hey, bruh. LeBron, congratulations, bruh. All right, congrats, man. Shout out to the squad, man. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? First off, let's get to it, man. So, Officer Tatum, I'm starting a series, okay? I'm starting a series. And the series I'm starting, I'm going to call it the sellout of the day. How y'all feel about that? The sellout of the day, or the jiver of the day, right? So when I say the jiver of the day or the sellout of the day, it's where I document brothers, man, that just betrays the race, that has absolutely betrayed our race. Yo, I hopped on Twitter today and I'm seeing dudes, for the most part, I never thought that it would be this egregious. Even for the people who I view as sellouts, I thought for the most part, they wouldn't. But yes, they would. I looked online and I see brothers actually defending Shiloh Hendricks. I say, we in a simulation. We are in a simulation at this point. Now, I want to start the sellout of the day because of today. Having to check my feed early this morning and seeing brothers, actual black men, actual black folks defending Shiloh Hendricks tells me, okay, there needs to be at least some straightening, some regulation here, okay? But let's get to it, man. Man, shout out to everybody who's involved. Oh my God, I just seen a comment where somebody said it's my birthday, but I couldn't. It was just too past it, man. Man, shout out to Turn. He says, Flacco, respectfully, we don't come to you for your sports takes. Get to the BS, my guy. Is why'd you go to prison or not? 100 years. Hey, listen, we covering the Nolan Wells interview first, and then we'll get to YG and the Bloods, okay? All right? So we're first covering the Nolan Wells interview because we promise you guys this, okay? I promise you guys that I will be going through this case and we'll be dissecting every single second of this interview, okay? So because I promise you guys this, we got to get through this. So it's 3 parts. It's 3 parts to this. Each part is like, I don't know, like each part is around.
So Warren, I'm gonna ask you some very
17 minutes to like 20 minutes. So, you know, it's not gonna be like that long. So the first hour gonna be this, and then we're gonna get into like the YG and the Bloods and, you know, and what we know so far, okay? So, okay. So let's get to it, man. Okay. So for you guys who are not tapped in yet, Nolan Wells' homie Warren did an interview with Officer Tatum. Now, this is a 3-part series. Now, first off, Officer Tatum, you are a garbage human being, bro. You are just a terrible monster of a human being, bro. Now, this man talked about how Nolan Wells' family was grifting, how we are race hustlers for covering this. This man has an interview. Instead of dropping an interview, he decided to cut up the interview in multiple parts to grift as much money as he can from this interview. So talk about hustling and grifting. So the man has an interview that he claims is gonna bring answers to Nolan Wells' family and to Nolan Wells supporters. And instead of dropping an interview, he is teasing like more clips. So right now we're on part 3. He claims there's more parts. So this man essentially broke it up in like 5 or 6 parts to grift as much money as possible from this 18-year-old death. But then he wants to shame us for covering Nolan Wells' case and calling for a proper investigation. So the interview is with Warren. Now, Warren is the son of the judge. Warren is the dude who claims he's Nolan Wells' best friend but never met Nolan Wells' mama. Okay? Now, this is supposed to be the interview that apparently brings answers and closures to the Nolan Wells situation. It exposes all the fake narratives according to Brennan Tatum and everybody. So let's get to it, man.
So Warren, I'm gonna ask you some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out. The first thing I wanna ask you is, did you kill Nolan? All right, Warren, we had a chance to get to know each other over the last, 2 days. Went out to Horn Island. So I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things, and the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend. And it's not just you, it's a bunch of y'all. But, you know, some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and, you know, get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. You know, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And
middle school, by the way, is 6th grade. I think middle school is 6th grade, right? 6th grade. Okay. They've been friends since the 6th grade. 6th grade. Now, when you're talking about your friend since the 6th grade, who apparently passed away, I would, again, maybe I'm being too tough. I'm not gonna, be too presumptive or bad faith. I would like to see more emotions. More emo. Especially if you're claiming, yo, man, there's people threatening my life. I would expect to see some type of emotion, bruh. This man is talking about this as casually as you can talk about anything, bruh. He's talking about this like I talked about, I don't know, Mo3 losing his life, bruh. He's talking about this like the local blogger talking about the local rapper losing his life. I would expect at least some type of emotion here. I'm not seeing not one.
I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me, and Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. You know, there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
So, okay. Yo, Tatum is asking this question, by the way. Tatum is asking this question because he's looking for Warren to debunk what the mama said. See, Tatum's entire thing here is, the family are liars, they're grifters, they're doing whatever they can to try to drum this up and sensationalize it. So he's asking this question expecting for Warren to say, nah, the mama's lying. Nah, I met her a couple times. No. No. So Tatum was expecting him to debunk the mama, but he just admitted exactly what she said. The mama said, bro, I don't know where all these best friends is coming from. Because the best friend that I know is like Javon. The best friends that I know is like this friend and this friend and this friend. Like those are the people that Nolan presented as his best friend. All these white dudes coming out and these like white boys coming out and claiming to be Nolan Wells' best friends, and I've never met them. Right? They've never been to my home. We've never celebrated with them. They've never been to one of our functions. Best friend, but no barbecues, birthday parties, nothing at all. Like it doesn't make sense at all. So Tatum is asking us to debunk, but it just backfired badly.
At least I saw in part that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd go to Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, and hang out around us, but never. I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, anyone else. So. And
Brandon, great to have you on the show.
What the hell just happened? Here, all right, cool. So listen, I don't buy, again, this is just like my perspective, okay? Okay? I don't buy sorry about that. Yo, now he did say 8th grade. 8th grade, what? Because this is Nolan Wells' first year. Okay, so Nolan Wells did 1 year of college. This was his 2nd year of college he was going into. So Nolan Wells, for the most part, so they knew each other since 8th grade. That's about what, 6 years, 7 years? 4 years of high school, then the 2 years of college, 5 years going into the two years of college. 5 years, went to Waffle House once a week. Y'all was best friends. Y'all hung out a lot, and you never met his mama. I don't know. Now, the father apparently was really integral in sports within the community. So it would make sense why you would meet the father, because the father is always around. But I feel like in terms of the friend activities, in terms of the barbecues, the birthday parties. So you met Nolan Wells. You met him in the 6th grade. Y'all were best friends since the 8th grade, and you've never had a birthday party with Nolan. You've never got to Nolan's crib. You've never hung out with Nolan's family. You've never met his grandmama, never at all. I don't know too many best friends of mine or close friends of mine that I met as kids. Now, again, if you met somebody as an adult, right? Like, let's say like y'all met, I don't know, at the bar and y'all got really close and y'all hung out, and y'all just became close friends for years, then yeah, you probably don't know the parents because you guys are adults. But in the 8th grade, the lifestyle of an 8th grader is very reliant and dependent on, and from my perspective, is really reliant and dependent on, well, the parents taking you everywhere. Parents drive you everywhere. Feel me? It just doesn't make sense to me at all. But let's fast forward a little bit more.
Days and every day on the weekend. And Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat. And we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, and hang out around us, but never, I was.
Some idiot. Listen, man. Some idiot called John Best 955 says, 8th grade isn't that kiddish, bro. Y'all sound stupid, huh? Listen, At times when I hear from the Tatum disciples or the people who I guess are on the opposite side of the spectrum. Now, again, listen, man, we could all disagree and have varying opinions on this situation, okay? If you want to believe, hey, bruh, I believe that Nolan Walls was around 1,000 people and he drowned and nobody's seen it, cool. If you want to believe, hey, man, all right, the friend says Nolan Walls was begging them to stay in front of Katie, but Katie somehow never heard that conversation, cool. If you want to believe that Nolan Wells was being told multiple times, hey, bro, we leaving, and he was on the island essentially like by himself, and he allowed them to take his phone, oh, cool. You believe that? If you want to believe that the parents showed up to get Nolan Wells' keys and the homies was pretending like they didn't have his keys until the girl called and said, nah, the keys is on this dude's Xbox, and that's not suspicious, cool. Do that, cool. But you can insult our intelligence, bruh, by trying to go against again, in the court of law, there's things called factual statements. Statements of facts, because even in the court of law, you have to agree on something. So can we agree? Again, is this too much to ask, my brother? Is this too much to ask? Can we agree that an 8th grader is a child? Hey, chat, is that too much to ask? Is that too much can we agree that an 8th grader is a child? Huh? Nah, come on, bruh. Come on, John. Come on, John. Listen, man, I understand if you want to call us race hustlers and grifters and all type of names. Now, I'm sure John ain't a fan of Austin Tatum. I'm sure John is one of us. I'm sure John is a part of the family. John just got a difference in opinion. Shout out to John. Okay, shout out to John. But can we at least agree that an 8th grader is a child? Because now y'all getting ridiculous now, bruh. Because now y'all getting ridiculous. Y'all ignore every facts of the case that we brought up. Every suspicions we brought up. The medical examiner said in Nolan's body without the throat and the lungs needed to test the cause of death to the new autopsy. Cool, right? Y'all says that standard procedures. Okay. Now y'all are questioning whether or not Nolan Wells was a child in the 8th grade? Nah, man. Nah, y'all cold, bruh. Nah, y'all cold, homie. Y'all, listen, bruh. Y'all is cold, bruh. Y'all not conceded an inch, homie.
Never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, anyone else, so.
And walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
Right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of course.
Was it something that you guys did more than just this year? This is a 2-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together, that you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year, when the incident happened?
Okay. Being from the Gulf Coast, there's a boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I or my family and I are out on the water. I mean, that's
Yo, also too, be very suspicious of people, and I'm sorry for pausing too much. Be very suspicious of people who add extra details that don't need to be added, okay? Be suspicious of that. Nobody is questioning why Nolan Wells went to Horns Islands on July 4th. Yeah, we know it's July 4th. Like, people is going to the island. Him added in, being on the Gulf Coast, fishing and hanging out on the island is a very important activity. Yeah, bro, we know. Like, why is that being added as a caveat? That has nothing to do with anything. Get to the meats and potatoes of this, man. Get to the bones, man. Get to why Nolan Wells was left on that island, why Nolan Wells' body was found 2 days later, even though they searched the island thoroughly the first day, why you guys had Nolan Wells' phone. Get to the stuff, man.
So one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and he was this was
again, another detail that don't matter. Be suspicious of people adding details. Why does it matter that Nolan Wells rode with you guys to Horn Islands last year? That has nothing to do with what's going on, right? Like at all. That detail does not take away from the fact that y'all went there together and y'all left without Nolan Wells.
Common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat. Not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, on the water, And Nolan loved to do that too. I mean, he was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and, have a good time with the guys. And that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us. And he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us. And, but started 4th of July, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And, I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me. And
again, man, so again, we don't want to assume bad faith. Hey man, bro, we go to the island every summer. We be chilling, we be riding boats up there. Yeah, listen, man, we went to McDonald's when I woke up that day. We went to McDonald's. What does that man asked you? Get to what took place. What happened with Nolan? The man got to, we went to Horns Island. We went, man, bruh. Man.
And I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck. And first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy, and we went, topped the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who are you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. It wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean,
Yo, they kept repeating this. Yo, they kept repeating this for some reason, and yo, I was so lost because like they kept repeating this, like, yeah, no, they lied. It wasn't just Nolan and us 3 on the boat. We actually went in a group of 3, and it was like 30 of us. That makes y'all look even more. That makes y'all look even more guilty. Like y'all came on 3 boats, and all 3 boats left Nolan. That come on, bruh. Come on. Y'all said that the one boat was, I guess, malfunctioning, so you guys had to leave early. Y'all came on 3 boats, right? 3 boats. All 3 boats left him. He couldn't get a ride on none of the 3. Oh, no, y'all said one of the boats left. What happened to the other 2 boats that y'all came on? And then also this nonsense of, oh no, there was actually 8 of us on the boat that Nolan came on. They lied on us. It wasn't 3. What? Yo, that's like, listen, yo, that's like getting arrested, right? That's like getting arrested for a crime. Let's just say this, okay? You get arrested for going to the Save-A-Lot and stealing candy bars, right? And stealing candy bars. And then you go to the courthouse and the judge says, yo, you've been here because they says you stole 2 candy bars. And you said, what? They said I stole 2 candy bars. Your Honor, that's how I know they lying. I had 10 candy bars in my pockets. What? Yeah. They said I stole 2 Snicker bars. I actually had 10 Snickers in my pockets. That does not make you any more innocent. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? That makes it even worse. That it was 8 people on the boat that Nolan came on and nobody saw nothing. Y'all came on 3 boats with 30 people. According to you, 30 of y'all on 3 different boats. And only one of the boat left early, according to you guys. The 2 other boats was on the island apparently, and Nolan couldn't get a ride back on those boats? I am lost and confused here, bro. What the, y'all for some reason, and people, and they kept repeating this too. They like kept repeating this throughout the interview. Oh yeah, they lied on us. It wasn't just 4 people with Nolan, it was 30. Okay, yeah. Now thank you, we appreciate it. Now get us the 26 other names. Cause so far we only know Warren, we know Wyatt, we know Eli, and we know like one other person. Okay, cool. Get us the 26 other names, bruh, right? Cause they are suspect too.
4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats. Yeah. I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, I mean, who knows? I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, I mean, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys at the dock, getting on the boat. You're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats.
Right.
What boat were you on, and what boat was Nolan on?
And before he get there, very quickly, what's more suspicious? A crime taking place or something taking place and there's 30 people around and nobody's seeing anything, or a crime taking place and 1,000 people being around and nobody's seeing anything? What's more suspicious? Now, according to him, there's like 2,000 people there. So something took place where somebody lost their life and died in the midst of 2,000 people and nobody saw anything, but somehow that's a better explanation.
Nolan was on Wyatt 22 Triton.
These, man, bro, they crazy, bro.
On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart because we had a lot of friends from college coming down, and I called Bart that morning. I was like, hey, man, can you take your boat out? And he was like, yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go, and I'll take the boat and I'll take you and your friends. Of course. I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock, and I mean, I rode out there with Bart, and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was the rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do because we went out there a little earlier because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there.
Of course.
But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? How was the waters? Did you guys do anything in between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was there music? Is it like a big party? Like, what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, we're just trying to make sure everybody, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out, and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like, it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm.
Okay, and the reason why that matters as well, right? Again, it was a calm day. He even says, on the way back, it wasn't something that was too rough or that was just absolutely outrageous. And the reason why that matters, people, is because they're saying Nolan Wells drowned. Nolan's, according to his mother, was an excellent swimmer. Excellent. I'm talking about excellent swimmer. So if Nolan Wells drowned, now we were under the assumption that the waters was just, if we're going by their theory, Nolan Wells drowned. Nolan Wells drowned. He was on the island and he accidentally drowned. We're going with the assumption that Nolan Wells drowned because the waters and the tides was just too crazy. It was just too much to stand and withhold. Because where Nolan Wells was at on the island, like they said, it was like waist deep. Like he wasn't even anywhere that was like where he was at on the island, it was like waist deep. You would have to go in the water like further out before you start to get deeper and deeper and deeper. But we were under the assumption that if Nolan Wells accidentally drowned, he would have drowned because the tides was just too crazy. The tides just took him away. But they're saying it was calm waters, and even on the way back, their boat was not malfunctioned because of the tides. It was malfunctioned because of something that took place on the boat, like something that broke, a fibrillator or something that broke, a pump. So if the waters were calm enough to where it wasn't too crazy, it was a great day out on July 4th, then how did Nolan drown? How did an excellent swimmer drown? How did a kid who was a peak athlete in peak physical condition, have cardio through the roof, was an excellent swimmer, how did he drown in waist deep water? How? See, the more they talk, it doesn't make sense to anybody. My thing is, bro, just shut up and let the investigation happen. Give your answers to the family. Talk to the family. Let the family know the information. Do not sit down with a man in Officer Tatum who have called your best friend mama a grifting race hustler, who has disrespected Nolan Wells' families to the nth degree. You sitting down with that man and giving him answers that it can just create more questions. This creates more questions. Okay, it wasn't 4, it was 8. Oh, no, it was 30. Oh, no, we got there. It was 2,000 people. Okay, cool, and nobody saw nothing? All right. Yo, he drowned even though he was an excellent swimmer in peak physical condition, and the waters were not rough. It was a smooth tide. So how he drowned? There was in waist deep water, so how he drowned? All right, man, come on, bro.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up, because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there and there's hundreds of boats. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of people. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island with
of course not
a few people. This is thousands of people out there.
Right.
And
that's even worse.
And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up, and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. It wasn't, but 10:30 is, still pretty early in the day. And when we got there, there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And
you're talking, when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles of boat.
Yeah.
When we went out there earlier today, but when we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
It's just several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. It's.
So you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats?
Well, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the West Tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park because they want to be around other people. And the East End's a little more, there's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. It's not like no one, every area of Horn Island is covered 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do you do? When I say jump out, you obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. Like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how?
Yo, and by the way, right? Yo, understand the psychology of this. All this is filler questions. All of this are things that don't matter. The purpose of this is to humanize, Warren. The purpose of asking these questions, yeah, man, what you do that morning? Hey, man, I went to McDonald's and things of that sort. All right? All right, I went to, right? Right, like, you feel me? Like, yo, listen, man, I went to McDonald's, I had a meal, I was chilling, right? It's filler information that, for the most part, does not belong in the story outside of humanizing Warren. And my question is, yo, why not just tell the story straight through without the fluff to give us some type of shade of bias, right? Like, yo, if you're coming into this seeking the truth, you're not coming into this running PR. If, let's say TMZ, or let's say, I don't know, man, the Washington Post. Now, those are also biased as well. Like, TMZ have their biases when it comes to Kim Kardashian. So for the most part, if you're going to an unbiased platform, you're not trying to give us a lens of bias. You're not trying to give us shades of bias towards Warren. You're saying, tell us the story. You're not trying and have him add information for us to have sympathy or to humanize him, right? Because the purpose of that is, listen, man, he woke up and went to McDonald's. What type of killer goes to McDonald's? No, just tell us what happened. Hey, man, what did y'all do on the island? Oh, yeah, yo, me and Nolan was drinking, having fun with our family and friends, and we were, man, all right, bro, man, get to what's going on, bro. Get to y'all leaving him now. This is part 1. There's part 2 and 3, which we'll also review during this live stream.
How was that look?
Man, get to the nonsense, man.
Everybody, as soon as you get there, there's people on boats, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. Everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need because, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now, but.
Hey, listen, yo. Hey, yo, pack up Killer Demo in the chat. Pack up Killer Demo in the chat. The dude called Killer Demo, pack up that white supremacist. And I'm not talking about banning him. I want y'all in the chat to torment him until he leaves on his own. Torment that white supremacist in the chat until he leaves on his own. I don't want y'all to ban him, don't block him. No, torment that white supremacist in the chat until that devil leaves on his own. Until that devil leaves on his own.
When we got there,
Make that devil life hell in the chat until that devil leaves on his own.
I helped my buddies tie the boats up because the tie line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. I mean, if you jumped off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. I mean, but when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set, and we tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got on the water. And then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group. And then, next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us. And then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, out on the island, women, you probably had alcohol. Y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You guys out there, the friend groups are out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friends.
Somebody go to that devil's page right now and see if y'all can find him. Go to Killer Demos and see if y'all can find me that devil. Somebody, don't drop the soap Carmelo. Find me that devil, man.
Group.
Right.
Where's Nolan?
I want to know who that devil is.
In comparison to where you and others are at.
Well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. In a group, I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, over there. It was just a regular thing. We're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, every weekend. I fish the islands. I don't just, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. And I feel like it was just a big, I talked to Nolan, and, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And
Okay, cool. Now, thank you for confirming he was drinking. Thank you for confirming he was drinking. You just made a mistake, buddy. Thank you for confirming he was drinking. Who provided Nolan the liquor? Who provided Nolan the liquor? Who provided your group of friends with the liquor? Who brought the liquor on the boat? If we're going with y'all theory, Nolan Walsh was not murdered. He just accidentally drowned. He was left on the island, and he was so drunk that this excellent swimmer in peak condition and peak shape drowned in calm waters because he was drunk. Okay, cool. Who provided him the liquor? Who? Oh, no. Now y'all talking. Now y'all talking. Okay, well, was it Warren? Did Warren bring the liquor? Okay, cool. Now you're going to jail. As simple as that. If you provided a liquor to somebody underage and they drowned because they were drunk, somebody got to go to jail. Either way you want to cut and slice this. Either way. It's just a matter of how much time y'all gonna get. It's not a matter of if y'all gonna do time, it's how much time. If you provide the liquor and that underage person died because they were drunk, isn't that like, I don't know, like what? Like accidental manslaughter? Or right? Isn't that like manslaughter? Somebody died based on your actions, even though it was not intentional? That's manslaughter, right? So regardless of how you want to slice it, y'all got to go to jail. Y'all got to be responsible. You ain't leave with your homie. That's your fault. You left your drunk homie on that island and he drowned. Okay, cool. So now whoever fed him the liquor gotta go to jail. It's really that simple. So why are we talking about this as if these people are innocent? I think it's the fact, again, I don't want to play the race card here, bro. And I don't want to play the race card here, people. But there's just something. I don't know what it is. But it's systematic and it's historical. There's just something about people who look like Nolan. They are never treated with the lenses of innocence, and they are never treated like kids. They're always viewed with this lens of guilt, masculine. Nolan Wells was a kid. Nolan Wells was 1 year removed from high school. In any other situation, a kid that was fed liquor to the point where he was so drunk he drowned, the adults involved or whoever fed him that liquor is going to go to jail. But because Nolan looks how he looks, he's not viewed with that lens. He's not viewed as an innocent child. He's just not. He's never given the benefit of the doubt. Emmett Till. I just watched an idiot do an entire 30-minute video about how the facts of the Emmett Till case was wrong. You know, he did whistle at the woman. Who gives a damn? Now, first off, y'all have no proof. Y'all are lying. Y'all are liars. But even if we take you guys' account of things, that Emmett Till did whistle. Okay, cool. You think it was justified for a bunch of grown men to come to that kid's home, drag him out of his bed, murder him to a point of unrecognizability, and then get off scot-free? And then live full and long lives and died in their 80s? Same thing with this. Nolan Wells died. If you want to say he was murdered like me, cool. If you want to say he died accidentally, cool, but he was drunk, right? Who fed him the liquor? Start to name the names. You see, Tatum was not interested in getting the actual information here. Tatum was not interested in actually diving into the actual information here. If Tatum would have asked this kid, okay, who brought the liquor on boat? The mom would have walked in and cut this conversation right here. Do you think the mama who's a judge allowed her son to be interviewed without knowing the questions beforehand? Ask yourselves that.
And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, I could tell you. I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So
yeah, and. Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
Right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up.
Yo, watch how he never answers this question too, by the way, right? Again, let's rewind it. I want y'all to hear the actual question he asked him. Watch how he never answers the question, okay? Now, the question that Tatum asked him, the question he asked him is, yo, talk about something that Nolan told you that was really dope and that you wanted to share. Watch how he never answers the question.
And he also mentioned, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship about this. Yeah. And Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this.
Nolan says something interesting and you told me about this. Now watch how there's a jump cut. Watch the jump cut. Yo, this shows you, Tatum did not come to seek no truth, bro. Tatum came to run PR for them white folk. Watch the jump cut.
And Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
Right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right.
Cool. Nolan told you something very interesting. I think would be so dope if you shared right now, and how much this day meant to him, and this really interesting thing that was very indicative of your friendship. Can you share that? Watch how this dude speaks for about 2 or 3 minutes and never answers the question.
Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's just like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling.
What does that have to do with the question?
Nolan, and Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. No one takes anything that serious. We enjoy our time together. I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat, and my guys are there to, give me a hand anytime I
Answer the question. What does this have to do with the question?
need it. And all my guys are, all my buddies are the same exact way. Nolan
30
was the
seconds,
same
sir.
exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So.
And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Nick, what? 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 They on to another question already. People, they're on to another question already. Again, let's go back. Why did they cut out, or why did he not address what Nolan told him? If it was so important, Nolan told him something, and it was so important that Tatum thought that it needed to be shared. Why wasn't it shared? And if it was shared, why was it cut out the interview? Again, let's rewind it real quick for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Again,
Really?
let's rewind this, bruh. Again, watch this. Watch this.
They laugh. No one takes anything that serious. We enjoy our time together. I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off
Man, yo, bro, but look at this. Man, look at this.
my chest or talk to
watch
anybody,
this.
I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out my very Linda. I mean, like he's like every picture,
That
right.
particular day and what it meant to him. I would say something.
New out there. So
Here. Sorry, right here.
And Nolan said something interesting you told me about
Nolan said something interesting that you told me about.
this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
Right.
And then he also
And also, too, yo, there's a jump cut, by the way, right? The jump cut is Nolan told you something interesting that you told me about. There's a jump cut. They edit some part out after that. Then he got to indicative of your friendship.
also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's just like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan. And Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. No one takes anything that serious. We enjoy our time together. I mean, there's never any awkwardness with our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat. And my guys are there to give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are all my buddies are the same exact way. Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So.
And then you guys get ready.
And then the next question, come on, bro. What did Nolan tell this man? And why did Tatum cut it out? Maybe because it didn't fit your narrative. Maybe because it didn't fit your narrative. Y'all gotta hold Tatum accountable, bruh. Y'all gotta hold Tatum accountable, bruh. As simple as that. Y'all gotta hold Tatum accountable. if something was said, if Nolan told this man something that was so important, that needed to be brought up, the public needed to hear this, then why was it cut out? Or why did he never answer the question? Come on, bruh. Come on, man. Now, okay. Yo, bro, these people, I ain't gonna lie, bruh. This shit is bad, bruh. Like, I thought it was bad, but this is terrible, bruh. I've never seen anything like this before in my life, yo. And the sad part about you, there's only one person on planet Earth who I could see doing something like this, and it's also Tatum, bruh. I know some sellouts, all right? Paris back in the day, who was like the token black conservative that was on Fox News, he a sellout, right? There was some point in life where Candace Owens was doing her thing, right? I don't even think Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, I could be wrong, because Jesse Lee Peterson is despicable. But I don't even think Jesse Lee Peterson would do something like this, yo. Show up and do a scripted interview to run PR for possible suspects in a young man's untimely death. And then cut things out that you believe may make them look. Why are you interested in making potential suspects look good? This is some despicable stuff, bruh. And there's only one man, only one token on planet Earth who will sign up for something like this, bruh, and it's also Tatum. Polly J says, Jesse Lee Peterson would too. Yes, he would. Stock Talker says, nah, Flock, Jesse would for sure do it. Hey, all right, listen. All right, cool, listen, okay? So look, okay? I take that back. Maybe Jesse would do it. Maybe Jesse would do it. All right, I take that back, okay? Running PR for the Klan is crazy? Of course. This here reminds me of like the Dave Chappelle skit where Dave Chappelle joins the Klan, but then he takes off the hood and then he's black because he forgot he was black. Tatum has forgotten his skin tone. Tatum has forgotten like he's black. Tatum hangs out with like primarily white folks. Tatum doesn't even realize, this could very well be him. He could be in this situation. This exact situation, this could be him. Right? And y'all might give me flack, and I'll be real with you. Y'all might give me flack. But if this if Tatum finds himself in a Nolan Wells-esque situation, I'm pulling up on the suspects and I'm running PR too. I'm running a campaign on how them white folks who did something to Tatum is innocent. I'm sorry, bruh. Straight up. Now, this is part two, where apparently they go to the island. It, again, completely skips over what Nolan Wells told a friend, apparently. Now, come on, man.
Some of the boys that they're accusing wasn't even on the boat that Nolan was on.
If I'm sitting waist deep in water and all my friends are, everybody's leaving their phone on a boat. I open the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with. And the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. All right, we're in Mississippi right now. We're getting ready to recount the exact path that the boys took, also with Nolan Wells, from where they docked the boat at, all the way out to Horn Island and back. The boys are gonna explain to me exactly what went on, how many people were there, how many boats were taken out, which I think the world is gonna be completely dumbfounded when they realize what the truth really is, because the lies have been pervasive. So we're right here where Nolan left on the boat, and you'll find out how many people were there, how many boats, and then we're gonna take that same path out. I'm gonna go look at Horn Island and see exactly where they could have been to get a perspective that the media don't even care to try to do. And then we're gonna take the trek back and we're gonna find out exactly what happened to Nolan. This is the reason why I'm here, man. I want you guys to have a voice. I want you guys to be able to speak out and show what the truth really is, and then let the world decide. I just don't want you guys to end up in a situation where your story never gets heard. Right here is where Nolan and probably 20 other kids.
So pretentious, bruh. This dude acting like, yeah, nah, listen, man, my channel is the only channel that's esteemed enough and good enough. My channel is the only channel, that has the integrity to give you guys a voice. Without me, y'all wouldn't have a voice. These kids' story is not out there because they chose not to put it out there, bruh. Every media outlet on planet Earth would have given these kids a voice if they wanted it, bruh. Man, so freaking pretentious, man. Cut it out, bruh.
Where your story never gets heard. Right here is where Nolan and probably 20 other kids got on the boat. So it's not just Nolan and 3 other kids. That was a lie. That was a myth. I'm gonna prove.
Why they keep repeating this as if this means anything?
That right here is where the kids were docking, and we're gonna show you a video that coincides.
Prove what? There's nothing to prove here, bruh. Whether it was 4 or 20, it doesn't matter. The kid died.
And I'm gonna walk at the exact angle that the video is being broadcast from, so you know that I'm exactly where I say I am. But the boys were here. Tons of people you'll see on the video is getting onto the boat, and they took 3 boats out. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just Nolan and 3 and 4 boys. It was a multitude of people on several different boats, and some of the boys that they're accusing wasn't even on the boat that Nolan was on. But let me show you from the vantage point where I have the video to prove that I'm here where I say I am.
How is this proof for anything? Now show the footage of them coming back. That might prove something.
And so right now, here's the angle that you're gonna see on the footage. It's just from probably that boat to, maybe about 30, 40 feet here to the right. And this is where the video is showing how many people were actually out there, actually getting on the boats. So therefore it debunks very clearly that it was only Nolan and 4 boys going out here to Horn Island.
Debunk what? Okay, cool, it wasn't 4. The only reason why 4 matters is the suspects. Is the amount of people that we should be looking at. Whether it was 4 or 20, that just means it's more suspect. Why is this, why are they so stuck up on this 4 thing? I'm so confused here. Like, can somebody in the comment section explain to me, like, why they're so stuck up on this 4 thing? Like, why they believe, like, proving that it wasn't 4, it was actually 20? That right there is somehow an indication of their innocence? I don't understand. This makes absolutely no sense to anybody. Whether it was 4 or 20, it does not matter. That just means there's more suspects. Bro, I'm so confused.
All right, you guys, sorry about the sunglasses. It's very bright out here, and I never wear sunglasses, but we're at Horn Island in almost the exact same position where the boys were, where Nolan was. So if you look out right here, just so you guys can get a perspective, you have the Horn Island.
No, he's not trying to, no, he's not trying to say possible suspects are limitless, right? No, he's saying these kids did nothing wrong, that the proof they did nothing wrong is because there were 20 people on the boat, or 20 people that came with Nolan, and that, like the family is crazy, right? And that this was just an accidental drowning. How does there being 4 opposed to 30 prove this was an accidental drowning and nothing nefarious happened? I'm so confused here.
Island here, but I want you guys to put this in your mind what this was like on that day. You have boats 2, 3, 4 deep from way down there where you can see all the way through here. You have thousands of people on this island, probably 2,000 people. So this wasn't some abandoned, secluded island where nobody's at. Obviously this is a Monday and there's a few people on the backside of the island, not a lot of people here. But on 4th of July, this is a celebration. And so this wasn't a small place where 4 boys took their black friend and dropped him off and never seen him again. This place was flooded with people. Tons of people, multiple boats, multiple friend groups. I mean, everybody's here having a good.
They did it because they're white, uppity black Americans. Bro, this has nothing to do with race. Like, this has nothing to do with the, so, how come it's only you guys who are bringing race up? How come it's only y'all? Listen, the people who are saying this was nefarious has not brought up race not once. We haven't brought up race not once. All we've said is, we would be remiss not to recognize the trend here, the trend of Black people going missing when, they get involved with all-white friend groups. We just say, hey, there's a record here. But they haven't brought up these kids' race not once. Not once. They've brought up their actions. They've brought up the circumstances. So the fact that you guys are obsessed with race is because you guys are using race as a defense. See, Black folks, we know better than to bring up a white person's race, right, as an attempt to prosecute. You ain't never indicting a white person guilty based off their race. It ain't never happening, right? The white card doesn't work in reverse. Somebody isn't guilty because they're white. Not in this justice system. You guilty because you Black now. No, for a fact. In this system, you are guilty because you're Black. It ain't never the opposite. You ain't never guilty because you white. That don't ever happen. So we know better. We'll be stupid to bring up their race as a guilt meter. Are you dumb? No. Are you dumb? We know better. As a matter of fact, bringing up their race is a sign of innocence in this in a disjustice system. So we haven't brought up their race not once. We've brought up their actions. We brought up things that doesn't make sense. Right? Like Katie and them having two completely contradictory stories, even though their conversation took place in front of each other. Things of that sort. So why do you guys keep on bringing up race? We haven't brought up race not once.
Time. And then the boat gets towed out because it was getting ready to sink. And so, and for what I was told, they told Nolan, get on the boat, man. Get on the boat. Get on the freaking boat. And he decided, because he's an adult, that he was going to stay behind. And all the boys that they've been accusing, and they saying it had something to do with his death, they were all gone at 4:30. They were all gone. And they told Nolan to get on the boat. He didn't. And then there was a report of somebody seeing Nolan around 6:30-ish. And so for them to come out and claim these lies, won't take the time to come to Horn Island, won't take the trip out here to figure out what happened, won't talk to anybody, pushing an agenda is wrong. And that's the reason why I came out here. I wanted to see for myself, what did this look like? What could have happened? Does the stories line up based on what I've seen and what I've heard from people that live here that were involved in this situation?
Use a lie. Man, Tatum, you did not come out here to figure out whether or not the stories line up, bro. You came out here to run positive PR for the possible suspects, bro.
That's where the lie started.
Use a liar.
People were putting out on social media, knowing that they're lying, that this is what it was like on a day that Nolan and his friends came out here to Horn Island. And if it was 4 or 5 people, and they came out here and Nolan was with them, and maybe it was a few people out here like it is today, and Nolan came up missing, then maybe it would be suspicious. But they didn't take the time to give context to the people because they're evil and they're liars. So if it was like that right now, when the situation happened, I can see how people had a concern. But you gotta replay this moment with thousands of people here. If anything would have happened directly involving Nolan and his friends, you can't tell me that thousands of people wouldn't have seen anything happen.
Yo, is Tatum too dumb to realize that argument works against them? Yo, you'll be better off saying, yo, hey, man, yo, listen, man, there was few people stretched out across the island. He accidentally drowned. Nobody saw him drowning. If they saw him drowning, they would have helped him. Are you too dumb to realize that the argument of, yo, the island was packed with 2,000 people, it was heavily condensed, nothing would have happened to Nolan without anybody seeing it? Well, thank you, Tatum. Thank you. Now, how do you explain him drowning and nobody seeing it? So how do you explain him going into water, drowning, yelling for help while drowning? I ain't never seen anybody drown quietly, homie. I ain't never seen anybody drown quietly. It's never happened. Right? It's never happened. As you're going under, coming back up, help, help. So how do you explain 2,000 folks? Now let's bring race into it now, right? Again, they said, hey, listen, man, they have accused me of bringing race into it. Let's bring race into it, okay? How do you explain 2,000 people in heavily condensed and concentrated in the West Wing, they claim, right? Okay, cool. Heavily concentrated, 2,000 plus people. How do you explain this kid? You said it's impossible for anything to happen to Nolan without people seeing it. Okay, cool. Let's take your word for it. So 2,000 people seeing Nolan drown and nobody helped him? Because by your theory, nothing would have happened to Nolan without them seeing it. So he was drowning and 2,000 white folks watch him drown and that's better? That right there is the explanation you have for the family. 2,000 white folks watch him drown and did nothing. Man, all right, man. Yo, listen, bruh. Listen. They gotta find better tokens, bruh. Better tokens. Like, if Candace Owens was still in her bag, go get Candace, bruh. Like, 2018, 2019 Candace Owens was putting belt to behind. Candace Owens was probably the best token they've ever had. 2018 Candace, belt to behind. Oh, Candace was cold when she was put. Yo, Candace was cold. Now Candace is now working against them. Yo, get some smarter tokens, bruh. Tatum is not the brightest bulb. Tatum is not smart at all, bruh. Not smart at all.
And so that's pretty much why I want to come here and show you guys. This is what they want you to believe it was like on that day, which is a lie. They want you to believe they came to a secluded island, just 4 of them, and then Nolan is left behind, and then his body's washed up on shore, and nobody knows what happened. Nobody could have seen what happened but the boys. It's a flat out lie. Is there anything that you want to say, you want people to know about this whole experience?
Yeah, I mean, if someone's not from here, it's kind of hard to understand, where the island drops off and how the island works. But, there's plenty of people out here, especially on the 4th of July, this is where people come out to celebrate. And I mean, if you film the water, you can see right here, Brandon, where it drops off. I mean, you can see literally where it drops off. So, I mean, it goes from about waist deep water right there to neck deep. And then it drops from neck deep all the way to like 17, 20 foot. I mean, we weren't even a quarter mile out the island and when we were leaving, and I mean, it was 30 foot of water.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're walking towards the east right now, but if you walk down to the west, that's where the west tip of the island is, and that's where the current picks up very, very bad.
People talk about the phone situation. I want to, because the way you articulate it, I just walked in the water with my pants, they're wet, and you can tell right away that if you're hanging out in the water, it doesn't appear, in my opinion, that you would have your phone on you. Is that typical for people to have their phones, or?
No, I mean, people come out here, especially on the 4th and, Memorial Day, days like that, they come out here to celebrate, and people get on the water to be off their phones, first off. Second off, if I'm sitting waist deep in water, and all my friends are, everybody's leaving their phone on a boat, in a lake, if you're sitting on a pond, and no one's getting out of the water with their phone in their hand, unless, it's to take a quick picture. But most of the pictures taken on the 4th of July were on the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, and, salt water, if you drop your phone in salt water, most of the time you're not going to get it back. Yeah. I mean, especially the water's murky right now because there's been a lot of rain. You can't see, the visibility isn't good. The water isn't clear like it was last year around this time. And, no one has their phone though, usually. I mean, unless you're crazy, I'm not walking around with my phone in my hand. They've been walking around Horn Island,
How many people?
Cool. Understandable. If Nolan Wells left his phone on the boat because the water, cool. But how does that explain him not getting his phone from you guys when y'all told him, hey, bro, we leaving? Tatum presented this interview here. Also too, listen, y'all, block anybody who spams. Again, I don't care what they say, but if they repeat it multiple times, get rid of them. Right? Are there any mods in the chat? I don't even think so. Hey, listen, if you want to be a mod, let me know and I'll mod you up, right? And if you're somebody who's a member or, you put in work. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, he had his phone on a boat because the water was waist deep. Okay? How does that explain y'all telling him, hey, Nolan, we leaving, bro. Hey, bro, we leaving, bro. And he knew his phone was on the boat and he let y'all take his phone while he was still on the island. How does that make sense? No, explain that part. Explain that part. No, explain that part. Explain that. Why do y'all conveniently leave out certain things? Explain that part. Explain that part. See, it's never a good sign when you're picking and choosing what to respond to. You're picking and choosing. Hey, man, we had his phone on the boat. Okay, cool. That does not explain why you guys had his phone when you guys left the island. So Nolan ain't want to get his phone wet, so he let y'all take his phone? What?
People left the phone on the boat. Was it just
Man, come
his
on,
phone
bro.
when y'all left, or
Right.
did other people have phones on the boat?
Absolutely not. Like there was at least, well, I rode out here on a different boat, like I told you, and I grabbed my phone when I left the Palm Beach to get on the boat with Triton. To get on the boat with Wyatt because we were having, boat issues. And when I got on the boat, there was phones everywhere on the console. Everywhere. There was everybody's phone that was sitting around the boat was on the console. Like we had phones that we didn't even know whose they were, you know, and people just leave their phone, especially when people are drinking and, they're not in the right state of mind. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll just leave my phone and I'll get it later, and that's
So, okay. So Nolan's idea was, I'm going to get my phone later while y'all leave the island. So how is he going to get home? Okay. If he would have caught a ride back on the dock, how would he have gotten home without his phone? How would he have called for an Uber or ride or something? Because the boat would have dropped him back off on the dock. How would he have caught a ride? If Nolan was so drunk, if he was so out of his mind and so woozy and so drunk that he didn't even care about his phone, he was just so drunk and so out of it, y'all choose to still leave him behind? I don't care what my friends say. If my friend is so drunk that he's damn near unconscious and doesn't care about his phone, he's just completely out of it and void of all sense, I'm taking my friend with me, bro. I don't care if I gotta swing him over my shoulders, he's going with me. None of this explains anything we have asked. This was what 2 parts. This is part 2. This is 2 parts so far. We've watched the entire thing, 2 parts so far of them answering every irrelevant question that has nothing to do with nothing and picking and choosing what to respond to. See, they don't pick the questions that you actually have to give an answer to. They don't pick the questions where you actually, where you actually, no cap, no kizzy, you actually have to fess up to something. They picking and choosing. Well, why was the phone on the boat when he was in the water? Oh no, because the water was knee high. Yeah, no shit, dummy. Now, why did y'all take the phone? Well, we didn't know whose phone it was. Okay, so Nolan never asked you guys for his phone when y'all told him multiple times y'all was leaving? All right, man.
the way it is around here. You don't take your phone and walk around the island. There's plenty of phones on the boat and, spread out between the 3 boats that we had. And we had 20 plus people on the spread between our 3 boats. So of course, everybody's phone was on the boat. I never saw someone in the water that day sitting with their phone in their hand, scrolling on anything or even taking pictures in the water. Yeah, someone might hop out the boat. A lot of girls like to take pictures, in the water. And so do guys, but, girls want to take pictures in the water.
Nobody has ever asked in life, nobody has ever asked in life, why was Nolan's phone not with him when he was in the water? Shout to O'Shea. O'Shea said, check your inbox on Instagram, O'Shea. Yeah, but for Jerry Curl and stuff. If you go to Lazo say there's a guy named Dave Anderson that you can debate or talk to about the sports stuff with. On Sunday, I actually Michael live on Sunday. O'Shea, I'm gonna call you or text you like after this live. Yeah, okay, Dave Anderson. All right, cool. Shout out to Dave Anderson, man. Shout out to Dave. So Black Republican says Clearly, you've never partied at the lake. LOL. If you're drinking at the lake trying to hit, you are not worried or even thinking about your phone. Okay, Black Republican, please call in after this segment, okay? Call in after we get through the third part. Let's go back and forth. Let's go back and forth, please. Please, okay? Let's go back and forth. I want, okay, play defense for Warren. Let's go back and forth. Let's have a discussion for everybody to see. Don't hide behind super chats. Let's actually have a discussion, okay? Please, let's have a discussion. Nobody has ever asked in life why did Nolan not have his phone in the water? Nobody has ever asked that. We've asked, why did Nolan not get his phone when y'all was leaving if he was gonna stay behind and get a ride somewhere else? So Nolan didn't think, hey, bro, give me back my phone. Yo, this makes no sense.
Half a second, you might hop out the boat and be like, oh, I'm snapping this picture of myself or of someone else. But as soon as I get back in the boat, I'm putting my phone up and I'm getting back in the water and I'm hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, that's common sense, man. I mean, and describe to me what the day was like. I saw a video online. How hectic was it out here? I mean, right now it's barren. There's not a lot of people out here.
Right.
But clearly that's not what it was on the 4th of July. So, like, how dense was it with people here?
Well, I mean, you look at all the videos, that are spread out online, and a lot of them, you can't believe what you see all the time online. You know that better than anybody. But, I mean, there was boats lined up all the way down the island. And there was rows. There was a first row, there's a second row. We were in the third row where it drops off. And then there was even boats in front of us. And this went all the way down towards the east end of the island. And then there was people on the east tip. And we're on the north side now, but there was people on the south side.
Yo, look at it. Yo, exclusive screenshots. What the fuck? Yo, bro, hey, yo, this like a Boondock skit or something. Exclusive screenshot. Yo, what's exclusive about this screenshot? Yo, what does this prove, bro? What does this, come, bro, I ain't gonna lie, Tatum, bro, cut the mess, bro. Tatum, cut the nonsense, bro. Exclusive screenshots. These exclusive screenshots will prove and answers the tough questions. Coming in part 3, we got exclusive screenshots. Tatum, what the fuck, what are you talking about, homie? Yo, you gotta cut, you gotta cut the nonsense, bruh. Tatum, you are an absolute sellout, bruh. What is this? What are we talking about, bruh? What's going on here, man? What are we getting to, bro? What are we getting to right now, bro? What is life? What is this? What is this? How does this answer any of the questions we're talking about, bro? Yo, Tatum spent the last week and a half calling us grifters, then broke up this interview into about 5 parts, 15 minutes each. 15 minutes each, 5 different parts, 15 minutes each, addressing nothing that pertains to the actual questions, while also teasing exclusive information that's not exclusive. Man, what the hell is this, bruh?
To lined up all the way down.
You
and you talk to anybody on the coast about this, they know that.
Bro.
I mean, 4th of July, this is the hot spot. This is where people want to be. This is where people want to come out, hang out with their family and friends. And
people say that you guys just left Nolan behind.
Is right.
I've seen reports of people saying that you just left him. I see reports of people saying that you asked him to get on the boat. You told him to get on the boat, he didn't. What's the truth in that?
Well, Wyatt was having boat issues and the bilge wouldn't pump. So the bilge is basically a pump that releases water from your boat when water comes in. So I opened the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. There's water almost coming over the transom, which is where your motors sit, and which is by the stern, like in the back part of the boat. So obviously we were in emergency. The boat, we're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolan or we just left Nolan. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with, and the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. I'm glad you cleared that up, because I think it's important for people to have the context of like what it was on that day, what happened, what didn't happen, and the beauty of all of this is that you guys have evidence to prove that. Of course, you asked Nolan to come on and different things like that. So But anyway, man, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Always.
giving me a rundown of kind of what it was like on that day.
Right.
And hopefully people can understand what the truth is
Right.
and make their own decision on facts.
Right. I mean, based off.
yo, break a lie, yo. These people are absolute. hey, man, listen, man. The folks can make the decision on the facts. Yo, part 3 is probably even more ridiculous than part. But listen, part 3 is where he, I guess, actually addresses Nolan's being left on the island. The last 2 parts was an absolute waste of time.
Like, you know.
But we actually had to go through each and everything so that y'all can actually hear and see the ridiculousness of this.
There's not a lot of people that are from the Mississippi Gulf Coast that don't understand Horn Island and don't understand the way boating works. And, you know, boating is a tight-knit community. I like to fish a lot, and, you know, there's, you know, everybody, a lot of people know a lot of people. Everybody knows everybody. I know a lot of fishermen on the Gulf Coast. They know me and my buddies because we like to go in the water all the time. I mean, that's what we do in the summer. And, I mean, a lot of people from the Gulf Coast know the truth behind it. Oh, you don't take your phone out the boat. You know, the little facts. It's a difficult subject. This Horn Island.
Yo, what's up with hold on, yo. What's up with these jump cuts, yo? What's up with these jump cuts, bruh? Y'all don't find these jump cuts like suspicious at all? Do anybody find it suspicious?
Oh, you don't take your phone out the boat. You know, the little facts. It's a difficult subject.
Come on, bruh. Come on.
Truth behind it. Oh, you don't take your phone out the boat. You know, the little facts. It's a.
Yo, it's as if, like, for example, right? They ask him, yo, bro, tell us about, like, when Nolan told you that was exclusive, that nobody has ever heard before. Tell us what Nolan told you that even the family doesn't know yet. Jump cut. Never says it. Gets to talking too much. Hey, man, these little facts about the jump cut, move on to something else. What? Why is Tatum going out of his way to protect these people?
Difficult subject. This Horn Island's like 11 miles long. You know, not to be exact, but around 11 miles long. It's not like this is a sliver of an island. It's a quarter mile. It's like a sandbar. No, this goes on to, even if we came around this corner right here, Brandon, we couldn't even see the end of the island.
Oh, really?
It is that long.
Really?
Yeah, I mean.
I thought that was the end right there.
No. I mean, it goes all the way down there, and I mean, it's a big island. There's a lot of people out here, and I mean, that's the truth. That's the way it was.
Man, bro, price of tea in China. Now, listen, there's actually more parts. Yo, Tatum is the ultimate grifter, bro. Tatum is the ultimate grifter. Yo, there's more parts, actually. So let's get to it. So this is part 3. Now, apparently Tatum is, I heard there's like a 10-part series. Like, there's like 10 parts that I heard, okay? But this is part 3, where I guess he spoke on, this is where, again, this is 24 minutes. This is where he actually speaks on, by the way, what took place with Nolan, or why Nolan was like left behind. So let's get to it, man.
All right, so I want to be clear with this one thing, because I know you mentioned before. Is there any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone?
Everybody was out there. The group, which
to leave prematurely,
right?
And like, what? Explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying, and
Correct.
they're having a good time. But something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So, I had a girl come up to me and say, "Hey, your brother just got in a fight," and obviously, I have a younger brother, and that's who she was talking about, and I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach, and I didn't walk over. I ran over. I made a beeline. I didn't talk to anybody.
Oh. No. Now we getting somewhere.
Yeah, because you guys.
Now we get, let's slow it down. Now we getting somewhere now, man. Now, if Warren and his group of friends were black, Officer Tatum would have called them hooligans. He would have called them thugs. I'll be real, bro. It felt like Nolan, because they described Nolan as what? Warren said Nolan ain't never said a bad word about anybody. Nolan is a great kid. Nolan's a good kid. No. Oh, no. Nolan was rolling around with a bunch of thugs. Nolan was rolling around with a bunch of thugs. A bunch of people who was going around causing problems and trouble. These were thugs. Now listen, these thugs who was on the island causing trouble, fighting, getting in brawls, want us to believe that they ain't take their anger out on them. Man, listen, man, once you show me you got the proclivity for violence, I have to apply that when I make an assumption on your guilt. These is thugs, man. These is violent criminals. These are the usual suspects. Oh, no, y'all been paying these kids as if these kids are like model scholars. Whole time, they're a group of thugs. Now, you mean to tell me, man, these thugs who was on the island getting violent ain't get violent with no, I don't know, man. Oh, no. Now, Tatum, now you getting somewhere, Tatum.
My buddy's tied line.
Yeah, so y'all
Man,
pretty much
keep
having
cooking,
a good
son.
time.
Come
and
on.
then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like, what? Explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
People are still out there partying and
Correct.
they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you.
Wait. Hold on, Tatum. Hold on. Y'all missed that.
Because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are.
Hold on, though. They said they left at 3. They said the boat was taking water at 3. They drove out. They didn't call for help. Help came. They went back and they got like told the way or right, like help came, fixed whatever they had going on, and then they left at about 4:30. They initiated the leave at 3 p.m. according to them. Got stuck because their pump wasn't working, called for help, and then they left. So they departed the island finally at 4:30. But Tatum says, no, the altercation started at 4:30 and they ultimately left at 4:30. Those timelines doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all.
Still out there partying and
Correct.
they're having a good time, but something happened to where
They were still having a good time at 4:30. They said they left at 3. No, Judge says last time they seen Nolan was 3 p.m. They left the island at 4:30. They said, again, when you look at the timeline they gave the police, they started to leave the island at 3 p.m. They got stuck on the northwest part of the island. They called for help. Help came, fixed up their boat, and then they left at 4:30. So hence, if you was already leaving at 3 p.m., the reason for you leaving at 4:30 wouldn't be because a fight took out.
where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So I had a girl come up to me and say, hey, your brother just got in a fight. And obviously I have a younger brother and that's who she was talking about. And I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach and I didn't walk over, I ran over. I made a beeline, I didn't talk to anybody, put my drink down and walked over there. And my brother was kind of angry and, you know, there was a lot going on, but someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, oh, I just got in a fight and this guy punched me in the face and I punched him right back. And then went to the ground and my brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there, it was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age. And I mean, Nolan, I never saw Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And, but.
Come on, man.
Okay, sorry, I just lost my.
Nah, come on. Nah, come on. Why did he asking you if Nolan was involved made you lose your train of thought? And look at him smiling. Look, we got them. Oh, we got them. Look at this, people. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, no. Him asking, was Nolan involved, made him lose his train of thought. Look at him smile. What? We ain't see a smile. Wow. Wow. Oh, yo, Tatum actually, hey, yo, was Nolan involved? He says no. And then he starts to look at a smile this big. What's funny about this? What's funny about this? Like, I'm so confused. What's funny? Look at this devil. Look, come on, bruh. This ain't suspicious to y'all? This ain't suspicious? We got him. We got him. Let's rewind it back real quick, people. Well, watch this.
So you get
Nah. Hold on, bro. Hold on, man. What? Look at this devil.
Nolan, I never saw Nolan.
Nah. Watch this, okay? Okay? He's telling the story full with no hiccups. Oh, no. He got the script down packed with no hiccups. I
don't know who it was. Someone was angry, and there was a lot going on, but someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was.
Murder is the code, man. Murder is the code. These white boys been listening to too much Gucci and G. Murder is the code, bruh. I don't know who it was, homie. I don't know what happened. We came over. We got busy. I don't know what happened. Murder. Yo, these folks is thugs, bruh. These is thugs. These is gangsters. Yo, the man said, listen, man, we on national television. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Why are we treating these people like they just regular kids? Yo, this is murder, bruh. Nah, homie. This is a G. This kid is gay. Man, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what took place. Murder. We never, come on, man. Lip is, dog.
Someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, I just got in a fight. And this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him.
So somebody punched your brother in the face, you came over, and you don't know who punched your brother in the face? Man, murder, man.
Right back. And then went to the ground, and my brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age. And I mean, Nolan, I never saw Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And, okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
Come on. Cuh. We ain't see this man smile or laugh the entire interview. The minute they asked him, okay, an altercation so violent, y'all had the person in a headlock. Punches got thrown. Fists got thrown. You don't know who punched your brother in the face. You don't know who your brother put in the headlock. Cool. Was Nolan involved? This is the reaction right here, man. Oh my God. Now look at this. Yo, look at this guy right here. Look at how despicable this dude is, man. Look at how despicable Tatum is. Look at Tatum's face too. Look at this guy, man. Hey, yo, look at this guy real quick. Look at Tatum's face. Yo, I swear, yo, listen, man, I don't ever in life want white validation this bad, bruh. Yo, Tatum thinks he's white. You can't tell Tatum he's not a Caucasian, man. You can't tell Tatum he's not a Norwegian Viking. Well, yo, when Tatum looks in the mirror, he sees a Norwegian Viking. Those Norwegians, the 6'5", big, strong, powerful white boys. Tatum thinks it's him. I'll be real, Tatum. You despicable, homie. Yo, you one of a kind, bro. I ain't never met a black man like you before, bro. Now, some people, listen, Justin Lee is bad, and Justin Lee is top 2. I think with this interview, bro, Tatum has overtaken Justin Lee as the greatest sellout in Black American history. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. And this is crazy.
So you
How do you get to laughing talking about your best friend's death?
You get ready to go. There's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah.
And this is
Well,
what
this led up to that. That's what I was saying.
So the fight happened with your brother, or a little scuffle. I'm assuming that it was cleared up.
You're right.
You got your brother out of that situation, and then how did you find out that this boat is sinking?
Well, I walk back over, and like we're probably around each other for a little bit. I mean,
Wait, why Tatum got? Wait, hold on, bro. I'm sorry for pausing. Yo, why Tatum got this dude out of the situation fast as hell? Yo, Tatum cut off the kid before the kid even finished the story about the altercation. He cut him off completely. Yo, Tatum cut him off completely. Yo, Tatum said, "Hey, bro, you get a search. Let's get past it." Tatum completely pivots off the altercation and the fight. You ask about Nolan, the kid starts laughing. You pivot completely. Hold on, man.
And how did you find out that this boat is sinking?
Nah.
I walk back over, and like we're probably around each other for a little bit. I mean, I wasn't thinking anything of it. I pulled my brother off the beach, and I was just like, listen, get in the water, hang out with us, calm down. I mean, he was calm, but I didn't want anything else to happen, And so once I got back over to the boat, I got on the Triton, and the Triton had probably about 6 inches of water up to the transom. And I was freaked out because I'm good friends with Wyatt, and that was his boat. And, no water's coming out, no access water's coming out. And, it was a big issue because I think the reason was because there were so many people getting on and off the boat. And at some point, the boat was very, very crowded, and there was just a lot of people on. So that it drags water in. And eventually, I think over time, we were out there for a couple hours. The boat just started filling up with water. So I popped the starboard side hatch, and the battery was completely underwater. And so the motor wouldn't trim down. I mean, my buddy would go to trim it down from the console, and it'd trim down, and then it'd come right back up. And so Wyatt's trying to throw a rear anchor, so we're caught, and he's, yelling at people. Everybody's kind of freaking out. And eventually, I'm like yelling at other people, trying to tell them, calm down, like, the boat could possibly sink, and I'm not paying attention to everyone around me. I was paying attention to my buddy's boat. And that's what all my other friends that were on that boat were doing, trying to solve the problem.
So you're on the boat now. The water is getting up to the point where the boat may be disabled to where you couldn't get it out from Horn Island. So what happens after that?
Wyatt jumps to the water, tries to throw a rear anchor, and my buddy Meyer, you're sitting looking, trying to pull trash out the bilge. And the bilge is basically a pump that pulls the access water out the boat. So the bilge was failing to work. So any excess water was just sitting in the boat. It wasn't getting pumped out. And I looked over the gunnel, and I looked at the release hole for the bilge, and it was even with the water. So, I mean, we're all freaking out. All of our, we're not focused on anything else other than the boat. Well, then eventually my buddy Bart on the tide line is like, I'm going to pull y'all out to where we're out of all this, all this chaos. Because we left at 4:30, and there were still just as many people there, if not more, than when we got there. I mean, probably around.
But his mom, Ashley Cole, says the last time they seen Nolan was at 3:30. Now, I think it's in this part where he speaks on his last conversation with Nolan. Again, because a lot of us don't know much about boats, we assume they were already far out in the water calling for help and rescue. Apparently, no, they were still on the island, just working on the boat when they were calling for help. He says they left at 4:30. So the story of, hey, bro, we left at 3, got stranded, called for help, they brought us back, and then they and then they fixed whatever, and then we left and got the boat towed. Apparently that's cap. They left at 4:30. Now, he's about to explain, I think at some point, his last conversation with Nolan. His mama, Ashley Cole, says that they last seen Nolan at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. was the last time they seen Nolan and told Nolan they were leaving immediately. Now, watch this. They told Nolan at 3, hey, bro, we leaving immediately, come on. Now, watch this.
On the same amount. I mean, it was crazy. Like, there was a lot of people. And, I mean, eventually, Bart pulls us out. You know, we left at 4:30, but we really weren't pulled out away from everybody. We were probably about a quarter mile out, and we had the towing strap pulled from, you know, Bart's port side cleat or starboard side cleat, and he was on our starboard side bow. And so it was rubbing on his power pole. So Bart turned around, pulled up next to our boat, and we were just trying to get it situated. So that's when Wyatt called Sea Tow. And Wyatt was like, you know, calls them, because the cell service isn't great at the island, but once you can use your phone, but stuff might not just send, and like, I mean, it's not great. You know, you got.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. We getting closer. Hold on now. So at 4:30 was when the nonsense started. Apparently they came back. Now we getting closer now, because I think what he's about to say is, we then told Nolan, hey, bro, we got to go. Now watch
maybe
this.
one bar, it won't work that well. But once you get a little off the island, you have cell coverage. And even on the island, like I called my mom when we were on the island, you know, it was fine.
Okay.
Like we
getting closer.
Enough
Watch.
cell coverage to make a phone call or shoot a text over, but you don't have enough cell coverage to like send a picture, for example. So what?
So I want to go back.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to touch on that real quick, because the phone thing came up at some point. And so was it when you guys got off the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, were people taking their phones off the boat, or is that not typical? Because I know that Nolan's phone was left on the boat,
Right.
even though, you know, after you guys had left. So can you explain that? Because I think people need to understand this a little clearer.
Yeah.
Was it typical for people to have their phones left on boats, or did they keep their phones in the water? Or?
Yeah. I mean,
We've already talked about this before.
everybody kind of goes out to the island to get away from, you know, their phones and everything else. I know I got on the boat to get away from, you know, just the regular world. And no, when you're waist deep in water, no one's carrying their phone in their hand. Especially at Horn Island, the water has been very, very murky because of the rain. And when
but skip this part, bro. Man, listen,
it's just very risky. If you're gonna have your phone in the water, you know, some people might for a couple minutes and like maybe
buddy.
taking some pictures of each other. You know, I know a lot of girls like to take pictures in the water at Horn Island. You know, guys do too. You know, like people like to take pictures, and but a lot of the pictures you see are on the boat for a reason. And so, no, I mean, if someone is on their phone in the water, they're using it real quick and then putting it right back on the boat. We were all waist deep in water. No one's sitting there scrolling on their phone. I never saw that once. And I've never seen that once. I've been out the island my whole life. I mean, that's just not something people do. People are on their phones. And everybody has their phone, yes, but it's always on the boat. No one's getting off the boat with their phone. So
you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in the situation?
Well, Nolan was.
Now, y'all getting ready to leave up out of there. Y'all are getting towed out. Now, again, he says this was 4:30. 4:30 is when they were getting towed out. Okay.
Towed out.
So.
And so you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out.
At 4:30.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was. The last time I saw Nolan was 3:00, and Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie. Katie, and Katie Nolan was sitting there, and the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan, and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing, and I was like, dude, you crazy. I was like just joking with him. And but anyway, Nolan, that was the last time I laid eyes on him. But when we were leaving, obviously, no one is getting left at the island that came with us.
Now, here's why that don't make sense. Now, again, before we get there, though, he says the reason why they were leaving abruptly is because his brother got into a fight. His brother ain't get into a fight at 3 p.m. now. We leaving. So they told Nolan, hey, bro, we leaving right now because the boat is messed up, bro. We leaving right now. The boat master, we leaving right now. And then you stayed an additional hour and 30? Huh? You told Nolan at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. You noticed your boat was apparently like messed up, had some type of thing wrong with the pump at 4:30. You called for help at 4:30. So why was you there for an hour and 30 if you was rushing Nolan to come and leave with you immediately? These are the questions they never answer. These are the questions they never press him on. They never press him on it. You told the kid, yo, it's an emergency, Nolan. We gotta leave right now, bro. Our stuff is broke. We gotta leave right now, bro. At 3 p.m. But you ain't called for help until 4:30 and leave the island like after 4:30.
Nolan, that was the last time I laid eyes on him. But when we were leaving, obviously, no one is getting left at the island that came with us unless they demanded to, be there and asked, this is a very common thing at Horn Island. When you're out there, a lot of people ride out there with someone and in with somebody else all the time. I've done that 100 times. It's a very common thing, but Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues. And no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And
Nolan, get on the boat. We are leaving. If you're coming, you got to come right now. The pump is broke, bro. But you told Tatum you guys ain't discovered the pump was broke until 4:30. Y'all tried to move certain things from it. It didn't work, so you guys called for help at 4:30. So why would you guys in a rush to leave at 3? I'm confused. And if you guys was in a rush to leave at 3 p.m., wouldn't you guys have discovered the boat was messed up at 3 p.m.? Huh? And if y'all told him, hey, bro, we leaving. Hey, bro, we gotta go right now, bro. Nolan said, oh, damn, yo, pass me my phone, bro. If y'all leaving, I'm staying. Y'all ain't what? How does this make sense to anybody? How does this make sense to anybody?
And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. And like he said,
how many people heard that? Were there
at least
just a
5
few,
everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and 3 guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride out there with us and in with somebody else. We had multiple people in our group that rode out with us and rode in on someone else's boat. And that, like I said, that's not an uncommon thing to do, a lot of people do that. I could name probably 50 people out there that day that ran out with somebody and ran back in with somebody else. So, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but it's not like we just left him there or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody
Yeah.
that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on. Is
Yeah,
that true?
and I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, this is the last time I saw him. He's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah, and so you guys get in.
But that's not what Katie said, though. That's not what Katie said, though. No. That's that. See now, now listen, because I'm not no race hustler. According to you, I'm gonna be open here and say this, okay? If Katie is feeding us a different story and she's feeding them a different story, then we gotta look at Katie. But Katie came out and says, yo, the last time I seen him was he told me that he was going with his friends. If y'all are saying Katie told y'all the last time she seen him was when y'all was calling out for him, then God damn it, what? Then wouldn't that mean that y'all are lying? Wouldn't that mean y'all are lying? Hold on real quick, people. They said, Nolan said, hey, bro, I'm going to stay with Katie, bro. I'm going to stay with Katie, man. He said, all right, bro. And then they left him. Katie says the last time she seen him was when they said, yo, we going. And Nolan said, okay, hey, yo, I got to go with my friends. They said, Katie told them, yo, the last time I seen him was when y'all was calling for him. Oh, isn't it? Wait, hold on, bro. Is this? Wait. Hold on, bro. Is this not a confession they lied? Is this not a confession they lied? Hold on. Is this not a hold on, bro. Hold on. Buddy says they asked Nolan, yo, we leaving. He was cuddled up. He was cuddled up with Katie, like he was cuddled up with Katie. And they asked him in front of Katie, hey, bro, we leaving.
And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat, get on the
multiple times, get on the boat in front of Katie.
boat, we're leaving. If you're coming, you gotta come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. And like he said,
how many people heard that? Were there just,
at least
just a
five
few,
everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and three guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride out there with us. And
so they was yelling, hey, Nolan, we leaving. Nolan chose to stay behind because he was cuddled up with Katie. Katie heard this conversation. Let's fast forward real quick. Now, look what he said Katie told him. Now, if they was yelling out to Nolan, we leaving, and Nolan says, I'm staying behind with Katie, I'm not leaving, then Katie's explanation would not make, watch this.
Had text somebody.
yeah,
And I heard
and multiple times, Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat. And
Nolan made a decision to stay on the island with Katie. He had Katie cradle up in his hands.
island him there, or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie,
Uh-huh.
had text somebody
Yeah.
that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on it. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
true?
And I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking, and everybody's
Katie confirmed, yo, I heard them telling Nolan, hey, bro, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. They say Nolan never came with us. Katie's saying, I heard them screaming, he gotta go. And Nolan told me he was leaving with them.
texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, this is the last time I saw him, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there.
Then that means he went with you guys. Oh my God. Yo, this is it. This is it. This is the confession. It's either Katie got something to do with this or y'all got something to do with this. This is the confession. If y'all said Nolan did not come with y'all left without Nolan, and the Katie girl says, yo, he was with me, but the last time I seen him was when y'all was calling for him, and he left me to go with y'all. Oh, isn't this the confession? Oh my God. Y'all done told on yourselves, man. Even the tap dancer could not save y'all, man. Even the tap dancers could not save y'all, man. Oh, my God. My God. Oh, my God. Yo, look at God. The devil, Officer Tatum, tried to run interference for him, and it's still, what? So the girl, Katie, who heard the entire conversation, who was somebody clip this up and post it, man. Somebody clip this up and post it on Twitter right now and tag me in it. The girl, Katie, who was an eyewitness to the entire conversation, said the last time she seen Nolan was when they was calling for Nolan, and Nolan said, hey, I gotta go. And Nolan left and got on the boat with them. And they confirmed that's what Katie says. Why would the last time Katie seen him be when y'all was calling for him if he stayed on the island to be with Katie? Do you understand? You just told on yourself? Oh, look at God. I am flustered right now, man. I'm flustered right. Yo, what? How did nobody spot this? How did nobody catch this?
there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah, and so you guys get in the boat, you start to get towed in, and you make it back. Now, explain how did you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan? Because obviously you said, "Hey, Nolan, y'all need to," or somebody, not
When
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
you guys had made mention Nolan need to get on a boat.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there?
Just screen listen. Screen record the last like so minutes where I started talking about this and post it on Twitter and tag me in it.
And then when did you feel wait a minute,
Instagram.
Where's Nolan?
Right. Okay. Well, running in was very chaotic. I mean, Nolan chose to stay on the island, so my focus wasn't on anything else other than the boat, because if the boat doesn't get in, then no one gets in. I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat, and no one does. But my buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat once we kind of got out there, because he got the motor to trim down. And the motor trimmed down, my buddy Wyatt pulled the plug, and we planed off. We moved all the weight to the front of the boat so we could plane off. And Eventually we planed off and the boat was running. So when you're planed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired. And eventually, we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang out. And
this infamous picture that I've seen online of Nolan in the water in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where is this picture associated with? Because you said you guys went back to swim. Nolan.
Wow. Let's go on real quick. Watch this.
She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang out. And
this infamous picture that I've seen online.
Let's go on real quick.
Plug, and we planed off. We moved all the way to the front of the boat so we could plane off. And eventually we planed off and the boat was running. So when you're planed off and you have water in the boat and you're 42 miles an hour, and so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight water. And Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired. And
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, these boys cold, man. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, these boys was, man, yo, bro, taking a nap, man, eating barbecue while Nolan was drowning and fighting for his life, man. But these boys cold, bro. But they was eating barbecue and taking a nap while Nolan was fighting for his life, apparently.
Eventually, we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang out. And
this infamous picture that I've seen online of Nolan in the water in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where is this picture associated with? Because you said you guys went back to swim. Nolan wasn't with you.
Yeah.
So where is this picture at? Like, what's the context around the picture that's been floating?
That picture is taken on June 27th, a week before the 4th of July. We all went to a friend of ours in Pass Christian. We have a lot of friends from Bay St. Louis, Pass Christian. We all went over there to hang out, and
And Nolan was in that picture?
Nolan was in that picture. And if you look in the picture, my arm is around Nolan in that picture, And, I mean, that was a week before the 4th of July. So that picture is not associated within even the same. I mean, that was like a week before. So, yeah.
So you guys are now at swimming and having a good time at a lady friend's house.
Right. I never got to the pool. I talked to her dad for a while. Okay. And, I mean, all my friends were downstairs. I went upstairs, talked to her dad. We were talking about boats and stuff. And, I've been with my friends all day. I was just talking to everybody. But
so you talked to the young lady's dad, and then how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that, well, where's Nolan at? I
mean, I went back downstairs, and all my friends were just hanging out, and my buddy Wyatt had addressed, talking about Nolan, and I was like, well, where is Nolan? Have y'all heard from him? And he was like, no, we haven't. And I was like, okay, well, it's a little concerning. Like, I mean, I'm not freaking out or anything, but like, I'm trying to find out where Nolan is. So I texted Javon.
Wait, I'm so confused. Okay, see. Okay, so this is where. Okay, so this is where I have to say, all right. So y'all was concerned y'all haven't heard from Nolan. How would y'all have heard from Nolan when y'all had his phone?
no, we haven't. And I was like, okay, well.
How did you expect to hear from Nolan when you had his phone? How did you expect you had his phone? What type of communication did you expect from a man whose phone is in your possession?
Well, yeah, it's a little concerning. Like, I mean, I'm not freaking out or anything, but like, I'm trying to find out where Nolan is. So I texted Javon and I was like, hey, and also a couple other buddies that I had at the island. I was like, hey, have y'all seen Nolan? Did he ride in with y'all? And all the buddies were like, no. Well, I texted Javon.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. Sounds like an alibi, bruh. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bruh. Again, this might sound a tad bit unusual, right? Right? Like, okay, for example, right? Okay. If let's say me and my friend is at a party and my friend say, hey, yo, I'm gonna get a ride back with this homie. Cool, and I leave. Like, I'm not getting home and all back thinking of, hey, yo, bro ain't called you yet, bro? Hey, yo, bro ain't called you yet? Like, I'm not automatically assuming the homie is missing. Like, again, if I know I didn't do nothing wrong and the homie was left safe and in good health and good sense, and he was gonna catch a ride home with somebody else, I'm not coming home and thinking, hey, bro, hey, yo, did y'all see what? Like, Rob, okay, let's just use Rob and Pat, for example, okay? If I leave Rob at like a party, or let's just say me, Rob, and Pat go to dinner, okay? And then me and Pat leaves because Rob sees a girl at the restaurant, he likes blah, blah. And we leaves Rob at the function. I'm not texting Pat, hey, yo, Pat, yo, Pat, bro, hey, yo, Pat, bro, did you see Rob, Pat? Hey, yo, Pat, bro, hey, yo, listen, man, hey, yo, Rob, huh? I'm not, what? I'm not assuming Rob is missing. I'm not assuming Rob is in danger. If I didn't know beforehand he was in, if I didn't have no inkling he's in danger, I'm not calling. That sounds like an alibi, bruh. It sounds like David and Celeste. David began to text Celeste, hey, where are you, Celeste? Where are you? Knowing he already killed Celeste.
And I was like, hey, can you send me Miss Christine's number?
Yeah, somebody says, I would not thought nothing of it. Yeah, I would, what? Yeah, yo, bro, right? Yo, homie is getting some cheeks. Cool. The fact that they was already panicking and calling various friends, asking around, hey, yo, did you guys see, huh? If you guys didn't know y'all had his phone, wouldn't you guys call his phone? Man, come on, man.
Because
man, come on,
I haven't
man.
heard from Nolan. And if she hasn't heard from Nolan, then I'm calling the Coast Guard. And so eventually, Javon sends me her number.
Who is her? That's
Miss Christine.
Miss Christine is
Nolan's mom.
Nolan's mom.
Yeah. And I walked down to the dock because, I mean, there was a lot of people at Ava's. Not a lot, but, there was probably 15 of our friends there. And I was just like, walked down to the dock with a couple of my buddies, and I got on the phone. I called Miss Christine, called her the first time. She didn't answer. I called her a second time, and I got on the phone with her, and I asked her if she had heard from Nolan. She said no. And I said, all right, well, don't freak out. I'm going to call the Coast Guard. And this was at about 11 o'clock.
So what's your intent in calling the Coast Guard, right? Because right now, Nolan could be with a chick. He could be with somebody else.
Right.
He could have gone back with somebody else. What made you concerned enough that you felt like you couldn't weigh it out anymore? You had to call the Coast Guard.
Come on, bruh.
I mean, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens. People die all the time. I know people that
Come on, cuz. So come on, bro. Come on, man. Oh, come on. See, okay, Tatum asked a good question then. Right? Tatum asked a good question. Hold on. Like, y'all left them in good health, right? Like, y'all didn't see nothing wrong with it, right? So y'all got home and got right to calling around trying to see, hey, yo, did you see Nolan? Have you? No, y'all saw Nolan. He was cradled up in the girl's arm when y'all seen him, right? And you get straight to, come on, bruh. Come on. Hey, yo, people die all the time. It's white folks surfing. Niggas die every day, B. Come on, bro. All the time. Come on. People die all the time. Come on, cuz. Come on. What? Yo, the series of events just don't make sense. It just does not make sense logically, bruh. Yo, listen, man. Listen, bruh. If I get home and I know that I left Rob at the function, man, listen, man. I'm going to bed. I'm chilling. Now, you feel me? If I don't hear from Rob in a day or two, or if Rob mom called me like, hey, yo, Flacco, did you hear from Rob? Oh, nah. And then I'm gonna start getting worried if I can't contact bro. But if I have his phone, I'll tell, oh, damn, yo, I have his phone. That's probably why he hasn't contacted you or reached you, because I have his phone. But if you guys, quote unquote, did not know you guys had his phone, to start panicking an hour or two later, because you didn't, quote unquote, hear from him, come on, bro. To start thinking he's dead, calling around to his other friends, like, man, come on, cuz. Man, oh shit.
People die all the time. I know people that have died out.
Man, niggas die every day, man.
Well,
That's crazy.
I mean, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens. People die all the time. I know people that have died out there. And, you know, it's a fun place to be, but it's also a very, very dangerous place to be if you're not handling it right. And Nolan, so I hadn't heard from him. And obviously, I'm thinking I'd way rather be safe than sorry. I mean, I would rather call the Coast Guard 100 times and lose my mind over it and my buddy be okay than, you know, not, and me not know where he is and him not be okay. And so I called the Coast Guard and I talked to them on the phone for like 20 minutes, gave him a description, what Nolan was wearing, the last place we were at, the last time I saw him, who were.
So you left Nolan in good health. And because he didn't call you for an hour or two, you go to, oh, no, he's dead. Excuse me? That's not the natural like series of events that's like logical. If you guys leave your friend at the function and he's hugged up with a girl, do your mind automatically go to the friend is dead an hour or two later? The normal person would think nothing of it, probably until the family calls you, hey, bro, I didn't hear from my baby. Do you know what's up? Oh, damn, nah, what happened? Start calling around. You start texting the friends, the people around Nolan an hour or two later. Oh my God, did y'all see Nolan? We are so worried about it, man. It sounds like an alibi, bro. It sounds like you getting ahead of the story. That's what it sounds. Even Tatum's like, hold on, bro. That don't sound right. Now Tatum is an ex-police officer. So even Tatum's like, hold on, bro. Like, y'all, how does this? What? And that's the problem with this. No, again, after what I heard, I'm leaning towards you even more guilty than I thought. But nobody is accusing these people of doing anything wrong. All we're saying is nothing coming out of y'all mouths is making sense. And because of that, it sounds like y'all got something to hide here.
Agree with what boat we were on, the conditions of the water, just a summary. And I called Miss Christine back after, and I talked to her.
Come on, man.
And I said I got in contact with the Coast Guard. I'm not sure who she called or what she did, but I think she said she was going to make a couple phone calls to either DMR or Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And I was thinking worst case scenario. I would way rather be safe than sorry about this,
Yeah, so you called. So it seems like you called mom immediately.
Right.
Probably the first phone call that she got from anybody.
That's the first phone call, like at least I made. And I would assume that's the first phone call she got from anybody because, Javon hadn't called her, and there's nothing wrong with that, but Javon hadn't called her, and I mean, I was just worried about my friend. Stuff happens out there, boat problems, it could be anything, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens out there, and I was just worried about my friend.
And so you guys made that call, nothing that night, and I'm assuming you wake up the next day, and then what happens?
I wake up the next day at about 7:30, and my dad had texted me because obviously Nolan's photo was all over Facebook, and I just saw it everywhere, and I was freaked out because I was like, oh my gosh, like I assumed Nolan's just we had been drinking all day, and that he's just sleeping somewhere, and that he's okay, but I didn't want to believe that if we didn't know for sure. So, I mean, next day I woke up and my stepdad walked to my room and he said, hey, like, have they heard anything about Nolan? Like, what's going on? Because I hadn't spoke to him, and he was like, I was like, yeah, no, like, I don't know. I had just gotten up, and he was like, all right, well, we're going and getting on the boat and looking for him. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I got my buddy Ricky, I got my buddy Brooks, I got my buddy Jax. My mom came on the boat with my stepdad and I, and we all went out there and looked. When I got out there was dozens of DMR boats, helicopters, planes flying over Horn Island. And this wasn't just Horn Island. There was also Ship Island they were looking at.
Hold on, wait, hold on, cuz. Hold on, man. Hold on. Hold on, man. Hold on, bruh. Hold on, man. How you go from, man, listen, how you go from thinking Nolan could be dead to oversleeping and having your pops wake you up to say, hey, bro, we gotta go search for Nolan. What are you doing? Huh?
Have they heard anything? I woke up and
yo, hold on, bro.
I assumed.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, this little nigga diabolical, homie. How you go from calling all around, texting every friend Nolan got, trying to figure out where Nolan at, calling the Coast Guard because you thought he's dead, to oversleeping and having your pops wake you up, and him telling you, wake your ass up, bro. We gonna search for your friend. Wake your ass up. We go and search for your best friend. Then you go from, oh man, I didn't think he was. So you thought he was dead the night before, man? All right, man.
Nolan's just, we had been drinking all day, and that he's.
Somebody says, he slept like a baby dog. Bro, Big Papa, pause. But slept like a baby, but nah, I ain't gonna lie, this little nigga cold, bro.
Just sleeping somewhere, that he's
cold.
okay.
Nah, Warren cold, bro.
But I didn't want to believe that if we didn't know for sure. So, I mean, next day I woke up and my stepdad walked to my room and he said, hey, like, have they heard anything about Nolan? Like, what's going on? Because I hadn't spoke to him, and he was like, I was like, yeah, no, like, I don't know. I had just gotten up, and he was like, all right, well, we're going and getting on the boat and looking for him. And I was like, okay, yeah.
Dude, cool.
So I got my buddy Ricky, I got my buddy Brooks, I got my buddy Jax. My mom came on the boat with my stepdad and I, and we all went out there and looked. When I got out there,
what
there
happened with LeBron?
Dozens of DMR boats, helicopters, planes flying over Horn Island. And this wasn't just Horn Island. There was also Ship Island they were looking at, I'm sure, and Chandelier Island, Petty Boy. I mean, it wasn't just Horn Island specifically, but where I was at Horn, there were boats everywhere, and not just like random boats, but like, marine resource boats and, cops and, the whole nine. Like, it wasn't like there was just a couple boats looking for Nolan. There was.
You had strangers outside searching for your best friend while you were sleeping like a baby, man. While you were sleeping like a baby, man. Hey, bro, pack up that troll.
Planes and helicopters and
I need mods,
everybody.
Man.
So,
and then after this, obviously they didn't find Nolan that day.
Right.
And so what was your reaction like when you heard the news, or how did you hear the news that they found Nolan's body?
Well, the next day, it got to be about 1 o'clock on July 5th, and I was like, my mind started to turn. I was like, man, if he's not awake yet, like, where is he? Like, I got very, very worried. And, I was with my buddy Brooks the next day, and we're driving, and my buddies were texting my group chat. They were like, hey, listen. And then I got a phone call from my buddy Trace, and he was like, hey, man, they just found his body. And I was like, I wanted to have hope, but it was really, really hard to have hope when they haven't found your buddy in the last 2 days. And, but there's still a little bit of hope there, like maybe, he's not gone, and maybe, he's okay. But my reaction was just,
bro, you had no hope from night one. You was talking about this nigga died. Bro, all right, man.
I was with my buddy Brooks, and I broke down. I mean, I haven't experienced death a lot, but especially with someone I'm as close with as Nolan. And I mean,
Wait. Hold on. That's a direct Wait. Hold on, B.
buddy Brooks, and I broke down. I mean,
Hold on.
I haven't experienced death a lot, but
Pause. You said you've been on the water your entire life. You know a lot of people who have died from being on the water. You said that. You said the reason why your mind automatically assumed Nolan is in danger an hour or two after leaving an island was because you have been on the water your entire life. And you know a lot of people who have died on the island and on the water. Now you're saying death hasn't hit you a lot. You haven't experienced death a lot. I thought niggas die every day, B. Oh, come on, man. Oh, nah, come on, man. Yo, can y'all at least, listen, man. Okay, shout out to everybody watching, okay? Can y'all at the very least, from my perspective, can y'all at the very least keep y'all story straight for 30 seconds, man? All we asking is for 30 seconds for y'all to keep y'all story straight. That's it. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Yo. See, this is why, again, even when I watch the David case, you see clearly, this is why children, again, I just turned like 29 years old. So when I think of right, these is young dudes, right? They're like what, 19, 20, these is young dudes, right? They're young. This is why y'all got no business committing crimes, yo. Y'all got no business committing crime, yo. None. Oh my God.
But my reaction was just, I was with my buddy Brooks, and I broke down. I mean, I haven't experienced death a lot, but especially with someone I'm as close with as Nolan. And I mean, I broke down, and I sat there on my buddy Brooks' shoulder, and I cried. And I was upset. I made a couple phone calls to my buddies and checked up on my buddies because, I care about my buddies too. I mean, like, we're all experienced this. Like, we all realized at the same time. We all heard the news at the same time. Like, he's gone. And so it was really, really hard on me. I mean, I've never experienced something like this, and it was traumatic. I mean, I could tell you where and when I was there, when I got that phone call, where I was. And I just remember, like, it was insane. Like, I can't even put into words how upset I was, and how upset my friends were. So.
And then comes the stories and the backlash and the craziness. I mean, you guys are now hearing that you're responsible for it. You did it. You killed Nolan. So what was the next step? Did you guys ever engage with police or?
Yeah, so the first time I talked to the police was July 7th. I talked to the lead investigator, and I told him my whole story, top to bottom. Dotted every I, crossed every T. I told him everything I knew, every little detail. I mean, everything I could, tell them to try to figure something out, you know.
Were you the only one to talk to the cops, or
No, of
did
course
some of the
not.
other guys do?
You know, every person that was included, especially, you know, the guys that you see on social media, everybody cooperated with the police fully. You know, Nolan was with us on the way out, and he rode out on the boats with us. So, I mean, we were the first people to get questioned. I mean, we cooperated with the police the first time they called us, and, you know, we talked to them, you know, as soon as they needed, and we were fully cooperative.
And we see Benjamin Crump coming to town, made it about race.
Right.
I'm going to be real with you here, bruh. Right? All right, listen, bruh. Right? I'm going to be real with you here, bruh. Okay, with this dude right here. Now, you want to say, yo, I'm innocent. Cool. You want to say I'm innocent, cool. Even though, bro, you just told like nothing but contradiction and lies, right? Cool. But if you let Tatum drag you into entering into this race war, it's not going to work out well for you. If you let Tatum convince you to start disrespecting Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, and Nolan Wall's family, is not going to end well for you, bruh. In terms of the public perception, in terms of you going back to a normal life, you don't even want to present, and why would Tatum even put them in this situation? Why would Tatum even bring this up to this kid? Hey, man, Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump, oh, man, they terrible people, right? They horrible, right? Now, I haven't heard his response to this yet. But I hope that Tatum don't go down this route.
What's your feeling about that? Do you think that any of this has anything to do with race, or because I mean, obviously something happened to Nolan. It appears that you guys may not have been involved at all. When I say may not, it's no evidence that you were involved at all. Right. You guys had left. Right. But do you think that there's a racial component to any of this?
Of course not. I mean, I think if Nolan ever felt the most little bit uncomfortable around us, which we never gave him a reason to, but if he did, he wouldn't hang out around us. But if you go look on, you know, like my friends have had Nolan posted all over our social medias, you know, since freshman year in high school. Like, if Nolan ever felt uncomfortable with us, why would he be hanging out with us all the time? I mean, every time. Now,
again, I'm not saying y'all made him uncomfortable, but white folks or white friend groups do love a token black. We know this. They do love a token black now, all right? They love a token black who can dance and sing. I'm just being real, bro, right? A strong token black who's athletic, who's cool, who's hip, who's urban, who can dance and sing his ball. No. They love themselves a token black now. But that's not even an aspect in terms of which race comes into play. Warren, don't you believe that if Nolan Wells was you, that if you were in Nolan Wells' situation, the son of a judge, a white boy from a esteemed family, you don't believe that they'll be taking your death a little bit more seriously? You don't believe that the police and the DA and the prosecutors will be pushing for answers for your death a little bit harder? So even if you're saying, yo, we had nothing to do with this, you don't think race have a play into why Nolan's death right now got so many questions? As to why the police ain't really knocking on doors and getting things done? As to why nobody has been charged yet with providing liquor to Nolan, who was not of age? If y'all claiming Nolan was drunk and he drowned? You don't think the police would have had somebody right now in cuffs for providing liquor to underage kids at that island? So of course race has a thing. Of course race has something to do with this. Of course. If you're saying it had nothing to do with your friend group, cool. But don't let Tatum rope you into this, bro.
Every day we're back from college, we hang out and we're around each other all the time. So absolutely not. I would never look at Nolan any other way than I would any of my other friends. I mean, he was like a brother to me.
You guys had been interviewed by law enforcement. Mm-hmm. All of you guys have given statements. But then I think that there's a part associated with this that's being rumored out in the public, and that is the situation with the cell phone, potential deletion of messages. When did that occur, and what happened there?
part four comment, bro, you such a grifter, bro. Tatum, yo, you such a grifter, bro. Come on, man. Yo, after reviewing what we just reviewed, is there any doubt in your mind? Is there any doubt in your mind at all? At all? Is there any doubt that they're not telling the truth? Did y'all get more answers or more questions after watching this? Now, I don't even know what part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is. Yo, Tatum is just straight up grifting this. This is just sad, man. Man. Now, let's get into this YG stuff. Now, first off, the verses were yesterday. Listen, man. I didn't watch a YG and Game versus at all. At all. Like, in my opinion, you feel me? Like, I have no reason to, like, at all. Like, 1 second, man. Yo, I heard, by the way, okay, so YG did a press conference. Yeah. So YG did an interview with Complex where apparently he touches on Draco the Ruler. Oh no, it says yeah. Okay, cool. Right. And okay, cool. Okay. So YG apparently did an interview with Complex, and people are saying like he addresses Draco the Ruler. Now I haven't watched it yet, so let me just go to the transcripts real quick and type this in. Draco the Ruler. Let me just go to this shit real quick. Right, because they're claiming that YG addresses Draco. Like, here, bro.
Mic check, y'all hear me? Chill. Y'all doing too much. Chill. One at a time. What's up? What y'all want to ask me? Let's get straight to it.
YG right here. I got the first question from Complex Music. According to Complex, they made a best LA rappers list and they ranked you number 15 out of 50. I'm wondering, how do you feel about that ranking and where would you personally place yourself on the list?
15 out of 50. I don't know. That's kind of low. Fuck Complex. Nah, I'm playing. Top 5 though. LA. Top 5. And this ain't in no, like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't 1 to 5. This just top 5. I'm gonna go Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna go Ice Cube. I'm gonna go Kendrick Lamar. I'm gonna go Nipsey Hussle. I'm gonna go The Game. Hey, shorty right there with the little skirt on and the chi-chis popping out. You got a question? What's up?
Okay. YG, what's your dream versus matchup?
Jay-Z versus Kanye. That shit'd be viral.
Okay, so I heard he's about to address the song called We Know the Truth, where he responds to, I guess, like, people saying that he murdered Draco the Ruler. Now, yo, this dude thinks it's a game. YG, in his mind, thinks that he's like, I don't know, like the greatest criminal alive. In his mind, he believes he's the greatest criminal alive and he would never get caught. He would never go to jail at all. So he addresses, I guess, the Draco the Ruler situation in this interview.
Like, both got crazy catalog. So I would want to see Lil Wayne, his catalog brazy. Like, I'm trying to think, who could he go against? It'd have to be like Wayne versus Wayne type shit.
Yo, YG, on the song We Know the Truth, you have the line, they say I murdered this. They say.
And by the way, again, just in case like you guys know, right? Because this is not a real press conference, by the way, okay? This is a scripted press conference. So this dude decided in this scripted press conference, yo, y'all asked me about this, okay? Hey, bro, y'all asked me about this, okay? So I could this dude had an option to do this scripted press conference, had a list of questions he wanted them to ask him, and he chose and elected for them to ask him things in reference to Draco the Ruler's murder. Knowing there's an active investigation out right now. I'll be real with y'all, bruh. Yo, listen, man, the Bloods trying to go to jail. It's really that simple. The Bloods want to go to jail, bruh. This is a scripted conference. As you watch this, it's scripted. He picked the questions. And he confirmed and accepted and approved for them to ask him the question you're about to hear right now.
Lil Wayne, his catalog crazy. Like, I'm trying to think, who could he go against? It had to be like Wayne versus Wayne type shit.
Yo, YG, on the song We Know the Truth, you have the line, they say I murdered this, they say I murdered that. Well, if that was true, you'd be a fucking rat.
Again, that's referencing to people online saying that YG has something to do with Draco the Ruler's death. YG wanted this question to be asked during a press conference because he thought this right here would increase publicity for the album that flopped. Now, YG has been rapping for 20 years. If you've been rapping for 20 years and you still got to use the street credibility to sell records, yo, this is gimmicks for a new artist. A new artist is supposed to be the one who, like, for example, when The Baby came out and The Baby used like 2 or 3 murders to get hot. If you've been in the game for 20 years, you're supposed to be elevating. You're supposed to be beyond this. You are asking for them to use this to sell records, but it's backfiring.
I'd be in the cell sleeping on a rack, but too bad that ain't a fucking fact. Why do you feel the need to address this now?
Just too much like talk on.
Now, first off, bruh, I hate LA, bro. I hate you LA dudes, bruh. First off, he gets to acting surprised. He gets to acting surprised the question got asked. You told them to ask you this. This is your scripted interview.
On a rack, but too bad that ain't a fucking fact. Why do you feel the need to address this now?
Now watch this. Why do they all do this as well? Look, watch
too
this.
Bad that ain't a fucking fact. Why do you feel the need to address this now?
Yo, why all the blood members do that? The blind dude who beats Oh No Jumper, whenever he's asked a question as well, he always does this. It gotta be the powder. It gotta be the crystal meth they be doing, bruh. It has to be. It's the crystal meth they be doing. It has to be. Before every question, they always do. Now, YG pretends like he didn't know the question was coming. He pretends like he gotta think about it.
Just too much like talk on the internet, you know what I'm saying?
This is lame,
too
bro.
Too many motherfuckers hitting me. Is you all right? Kids, dad, are you going to jail? All that type of shit. And I'm just like, yeah, this too, like, me being silent and living by the law and the, you know what I'm saying, rules, shit from the streets was like, I'm gonna speak on this.
So instead of talking to your kids directly, hold on, bro. My kids are asking, Father, Daddy, am I going to jail? Okay. And instead of having a conversation with your kids directly, you decided to drop a song to let them know you're not going to jail. Nigga, what? Yo, if your kids ask, Daddy, am I going to jail? You bring them to dinner, sit them down, have a conversation over a 4-course meal and say, nah, kids, Daddy ain't going to jail. This is all cap. Nah, kids, Daddy going to jail. The last thing what you don't do is drop a song publicly. You didn't drop that song to tell your kids you ain't going to jail. You dropped that song to profit off of Draco the Ruler's death. It's really that simple, bruh. This is just so lame, yo. Who idea was this? This is just lame.
Shit from the streets was like, I'm gonna speak on this, but I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna still stand on like the law, like in the rules of this shit, but I think.
Oh my God, bruh. Yo, this is so cringe. This is so nasty, bruh. So nasty, bruh. Yo, first off, this man asked them to ask him a question about an active investigation during a scripted interview while simultaneously talking about, I gotta keep it street, yo. I gotta stay by the code. So, when I dropped the song, and by the way, I dropped the song voluntarily. I dropped the song because I wanted to profit off of Draco's death. I wanted this conversation to be out there. I wanted this conversation about Draco the Ruler's death to go mainstream. While my homies and people around me, including myself, is being investigated for a murder. but I also wanted to tell without fully telling. I wanted to tell in the most gangster way possible is what I'm hearing. Come on, bruh.
It's time for me to like speak my piece, you know?
From Complex Music, what would you say is the most legendary rap beef of all time?
Yo, this is yo. I ain't gonna lie, yo. Fan, listen, man. Fan, listen, bruh. There's a lot of people who are blaming me for why, like these people are being investigated. Now, listen, I'll take it, okay? I'll take it. But when I dropped my video, I told everybody this too. When I dropped my video, I told everybody. I said, listen, what I'm doing is not snitching because the detectives and everybody I've spoke to in law enforcement says this is what's going on. So I'm not revealing no new information to them. They already know who murdered Draco. They already know all the information. I'm just telling you guys what's about to come. And they told me, oh, nah, you capping, bro. Nobody told you that. Nah, man, there's no investigation. Nah, you wilding, bro. Nah. And then I drop it. And then everything I said was gonna happen is currently happening. Yo, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. Yo, Snoopy Badass. Yo, I watched, oh my God, there's a video of Snoopy Badass of him predicting all of this too, by the way. So there's a video of Snoopy like predicting all of this. Let's check it out. So here's Snoopy, and he's predicting all of this too, by the way. I think this is what, from last year or so, I think? So, yeah, Snoopy Badass had an interview with Witty Asparatus where he predicts YG being detained, YG being talked to about his Draco the Ruler murder, and how he believes YG and the Bloods are gonna be arrested for Draco the Ruler's murder soon. Now, Snoopy Badass is a Blood from Compton, right? He's a Compton Pyro. YG is also a Compton Pyro. And this is him predicting this months ago.
I feel bad for him, bro. Like, I feel bad for YG because be taking these words on who's a real and who not. Like, YG really took these words that Munchie B got these bodies and he's a real. Now he's seeing he should have went with his own gut. Gang, like I'm gonna keep it real, homie. If you gotta get put on Rolling 60s, if you gotta get put on Inglewood Family, and I'm talking to the out-of-state niggas, bro. If you gotta get put on any one of these LA gangs to make yourself feel like a gangster, you're not a gangster, bro. Because and that goes for the out-of-state, and that goes for the from LA. Because a lot of from LA is getting away with, bro. And I'm not talking about literal. I'm just talking about just being busters hiding behind a stamp. These gangs like Rolling 60s, Inglewood Family, just all these gangs, LA got history, bro. They got decades old history that dates back to the 70s and the 60s, bro. And these didn't have nothing to do with the work they put in, the pain they put in, how they got their name spread all across the United States without the internet. You know how much footwork that put in, that took, bro? Even with the Treetop High Rules, bro, with YG, bro. Like, you know how much footwork the OGs and the founders put down to spread that shit, to get a reputation. Now we got these bloggers like Munchie B, mark-ass rappers like YG. You feel what I'm saying? Can build a whole career off of the reputation that these built before them.
That's great.
Easy. They getting away with. You feel me? And a lot of ain't gonna agree with this, but Compton AV, like, I ain't got no funk with them, but the West Coast is so judgmental. It ain't no way he shouldn't have been exposed yet. He should have been exposed. He ain't a gangbanger. He never slid on. He don't got no ops. He too nice to have ops. He cool with everybody. So why are you talking about sliding on the ops? Ooh, me? I'm your aunt? Because when you first came out, when Game came out, you was claiming Westside Compton and being flamed up. He got songs talking about he AD from Westside Compton with Red on.
Okay, perfect. Here.
Nah, you a lot of people are gonna agree with that, definitely, man. But a point that you also made in that was you brought up the whole YG situation. Now, this really threw the whole thing for a loophole. When going through the video, you know, Flacco, he does a really good job of this video. I'm gonna give him his credit. Always liked him, man. I don't think he did anything wrong with his report, right? I just want to put that out there, right? But
don't think he did anything wrong too. I'm happy that he did it because it's showing everybody how much he can talk and how much he lie and try to implicate his selfish that he had nothing to do with it. I love that he did that. Oh, shout out my Popeye and Lil Red Eyes. I know I already said it, but I gotta say.
So like he's reacting to the video I did where I'm breaking down like how or who murdered Draco the Ruler. It's my Frankenstone video the first time. So he's reacting to that right now. So right now they're about to react to that.
Say it again. Lil Red Eyes just said that Munchie B got a DP put on. Come. But I'm gonna tell you like this. That shouldn't even be a DP. It make niggas look weak even talk about a DP.
Now he's responding to like Munchie B, I guess like going public or going viral, and he's saying, yo, like I have like, and he said that he been passing the bottle to Draco's killer every week or every day. Now he's saying, yo, Munchie B saying that is snitching, as well as Munchie B talking behind the scenes and telling people information he shouldn't be telling, such as Flacco. So Snoopy is saying Munchie B is a snitch, but he also speaks on YG potentially associating himself with Munchie B might get him caught up and him locked up.
That need to get put off so he can learn to shut up.
Now, what do you think about the whole YG thing? Now, it was said in the documentary or the video that YG's security guard, a guy by the name of Gloves, I want to say his name was Big Gloves or something like that. You know what I mean? He was actually one of the guys who helped orchestrate the setup, allegedly, right? Now, like I said, we don't know this for a fact, so I got to say it's alleged. But in the video, that's what was said, that he was one of the people who was a part of the setup of Draco the Ruler losing his life by getting some weapons in there for YG, his homies, and a lot of the guys from Inglewood family and these different blood sets who had an issue with Draco the Ruler. Now, this is, everybody who was mentioned, they've pretty much got rid of all the comments on all their pages. Like, this thing has blown all the way up. What do you think about the whole YG aspect?
Rest in peace to my Lil Do Dirty for Bloodstone Village, man. I got so much respect for my boy Lil Do Dirty, Trayvon Pratt. Rest in peace, bro. I don't even want to say nothing negative about Gloves because I never met him. I don't really know what part he allegedly played, bro. So, you feel me? Shout out Gloves, bro. And we're going to throw that to the side, bro. Because like I said, shout out Bill Blast and rest in peace, my Lil Do Dirty for Bloodstone Village. Oh, and my Whack Deuce, bro. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave the Gloves part of it. But as far as YG go, bro, I don't know, bro. Like, you know, if he deleting his comments and he's if he because how he making himself look guilty, he just need to be quiet right now. And I, like I say, man, I feel bad for him, bro. Like I feel bad for YG because be taking these words on who's a real and who not. Like YG really took these words that Munchie B got these bodies and he's a real. Now he's seeing he should have went with his own gut and not with that nigga. Everybody around there should never with that, bro. And y'all should have cut off the moment.
Now, okay, my only critique of Snoopy, because I rock with Snoopy, you politicking a little bit now, bro. All right? Because if you got a problem with like Munchie B, then shouldn't you have a problem with Gloves as well? Like, Gloves is the one who like posted a comment, hashtag Inglewood Families, Neighborhood Pyru, Black Peace Stones, Bloodstone Villains. That's the one identifying who the B team is. Glove is the one who is on camera, like fighting, right? Like, Gloves is involved in this a lot. Now, my thing is like this, okay? Because Snoopy has also said, yo, gangbanging is dumb. Shouldn't you have a problem with the person who's also contributing to the death of Draco the Ruler? Like, my thing is this. If Glove is the one who brought the knives in, according to eyewitnesses, right? Because they said YG's bald security guard, which people are implying is Gloves. If Glove is the one who brought in the knife, and that knife led to Draco the Ruler dying, and if we're saying, yo, YG is completely innocent, then shouldn't YG have a problem with Gloves in escalating what should have been just a fight? Shouldn't you have a problem with Gloves escalating a fight to now a murder investigation? So if Gloves is that hot, or if Gloves is somebody who brought in a knife, then wouldn't YG associated with gloves be just as detrimental as him associating with Munchie B?
That y'all, when he said he worked for the grid program, bro, but you hard at y'all riders. Y'all go with the big number. Y'all go with whoever the crowd with or whoever the crowd agrees with. So that's what YG get. You know what I'm saying? Dead homies, bro. And YG, he's a bully, bro. He used his influence and his name and his power to blackball other people and allegedly make like this happen. I don't call YG blood. I call him Yogi because, you know, that voice he put on the internet is not his real voice. Like, oh yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, YG talking your real voice, bro.
What?
That's why I call him Yogi Bear. Hey, you said, from YG, you know what I'm saying? Thinking it best.
What?
Bro, that's annoying, bro.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? So,
level hating,
you know,
man.
I don't really give a fuck about YG like that, bro. Dead homies. If he go down, that's what the fuck he get. That's what happened when you dealing with busters and marks. You calling a real nigga a buster. And I feel like it's his karma for coming at me. So I'm just about to fuck that nigga, bro. Dead homies. And if he did orchestrate that whole shit with Draco the Ruler, dead homies, you need to get what he deserved. A bullet, or he need to sit his ass in jail because Draco the Ruler didn't.
Listen, this right here is why I love Snoopy. Because most gang members will tell you, nah, man, I don't wish jail on my worst enemy. Whole time they wishing jail. Whole time they doing whatever they gotta do to make sure their enemy in jail. Don't let a gang member tell you they don't want their ops in jail, bruh. Most gang members can only deal with their ops in jail. If the op is in jail. Most of these gang members cannot withstand their ops being out here, which is why they do whatever they gotta do to make sure their ops is in jail. Most gang members is praying every night their enemy go to jail because they don't want that funk in the real world. They just don't. Most gang members get on their knees and shed a tear and cry and shed a tear when the op get a life sentence because they don't got to deal with him no more. Snoopy just being honest. Snoopy said, man, listen, man, I want him to go to jail, man. He a op. And I agree.
He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. It's like, get mad when you're not a buster and you're not a mark. When they can't prove you a buster or a mark, here come the lies. When the lies don't work, here comes to try to put a play together to try to mark you out. And that's what they was doing in Draco.
Really? So Snoopy is saying that, okay, so here's some backstory. So Draco didn't sign to DJ Mustard. YG and Draco began to like beef because YG was Team Mustard. When the lies on Draco's name didn't work, they then tried to mark him out. When the markouts ain't work because Draco was getting busy with the fire, now they put in place together to get him out the way, put in place together to murder him. Hey, listen, man, Snoopy, tell us the real. Hey, Snoopy, man, tell us more, man. Tell us more about why they tried to murder Draco, man. Tell us more,
Draco
man.
didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I don't agree with what Draco did was dissing Inglewood. And the reason I'm going to say that is because
tell us more, Snoopy.
Munchie B's a nobody, bro. 70% of the Inglewood families don't even give a fuck about him like that. And the only niggas that care about him is the busters and you know what I'm saying? So for me, I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about the fact that YG, you know what I'm saying, shouldn't even mess with Munchie B. And then him, you know, coming at you and messing with Munchie B kind of led to this situation. And now, you know, when things are on the table, and a point I want to...
It came back. So, Munchie B should have never ever, I mean, my Munchie B, yeah, but Draco the Ruler should have never ever dissed Inglewood. I just wish he would have never did that because...
But I'll be real, listen, by the time he dissed in Inglewood, it was too late, right? Like, didn't like murders already happen, shootings already happened? Like, yeah, rather like by the time he dissed Inglewood, it wasn't already too late. Wait, didn't he diss Inglewood after he got out of jail? Right? If he dissed Inglewood after he got out of jail, I think at that point it was already too late. Like at that point, if like that was just a matter of time. A matter of collision, right? Man, y'all let me know in the comment section, man, what y'all think about this, okay? What y'all think, man? All right, do y'all feel like they murdered Draco the Ruler out of jealousy? Now, we're gonna end the live stream right here, right? Because I got about 5 videos I gotta make today, people. I got about 5 videos I gotta make today, okay? So I'm gonna stop it right here, right here, right here. If you guys, if y'all wanna know where the live streams is gonna be, by the way, if you got, right? We're gonna put it right here. The live streams is gonna be here, by the way, people, okay? We have a channel right now. You see? Let's see. Okay, so look, okay. All right. All the live stream clips are right here. So if you guys missed it, they're right here. They're all doing pretty well. The clips are doing pretty well. So I'm about to upload more on this channel. We're gonna start doing daily live streams. So daily uploads are gonna be on this channel. So, if you wanna watch this, click on this live stream or go here and please, 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 man, can y'all please get me to 6,000 right now, man? All right. There's a lot of people watching right now. Can y'all get me to 6,000? Please. So I'm gonna put posters right here. Okay, I'm gonna post right here. Perfect. Okay. Can y'all please get me to 6,000 right now? Please. Please, 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 please. Let me make this live stream real quick. Can y'all please get your boy to 6,000 right now? I just pinned it. Okay, please. Subscribe to Clip Channel. Can y'all please get me to 6,000? Please, 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 please. Subscribe. 1 second, man. To Clip Channel. Please. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead. And pin this. Please, man, can y'all please, 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 please get me to 6,000. Man, keep subbing up. Wait, I'm about to see the real number real quick. Okay, I'm about to see the real number real quick. Okay, can y'all give me the 6? All right. Listen, man. Okay, we're at 620. All right. Perfect. Can y'all please? Oh, come on, man. Keep subbing. Hey, man. Hey, fan. Listen, bro. If y'all get me to 6,100, we going live tonight at 11 p.m. Wallahi, right now. I swear. Listen, I swear to God, wallahi. If y'all get me to 6,100 right now, we is going live. Wallahi, tonight at 11 p.m. Come on, let's go. Hey, come on. Hey, shit, come on, bro, 60 more, come on, man. If y'all get me to 6,100 right now, we is going live tonight at 11 p.m. Come on. Hey, look, I'm gonna do a 1 minute timer, okay? Here, let's go. Here, come on, let's do the 1 minute timer. Okay, 1 second. Well, let's do the 1 minute timer, okay? If we do it by 1 minute, then I'm gonna go live. Come on, let's go. Come on, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I swear to God, damn. Okay, we might not get there. We're only at 6,050. We're only at 6,050. Okay, we might not make it. Come on. If y'all want a live stream tonight, come on, let's go. Let's go, people. Let's go. 30 more seconds, man. 30 more seconds, bro. Damn, okay. Shit. Damn, okay, fuck it. We might not make it then. Come on. 20 more seconds, people. 6,100. Come on. 6,100. Damn, okay. 15 more seconds. Damn, okay. Yeah, man. 10 more seconds, people. 10 more seconds. Come on, just click on the link and sub up. Click on the link and sub up if you want to go live. Come on. Okay, we ain't making, people. Okay, so we won't be going live tonight, but we'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? We'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Like, subscribe, comment.